Big O Show. This is the 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 Big O Show.
Where can you take $10,000 off the 2026 Acura MDX? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink, be the maestro of your own home.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rayom can help.
Where can you drive the new Acura TLX for only $399 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. Time to rock and roll, where we always do it on Tuesdays at this time, live from Hialeah Park. We're in the second floor poker room. That's what she said. You can enjoy all the action out here. Got the gaming action. Ladies bring you the drinks and the food. Got all the TVs going, so if there's any sporting events going on or races across the country, you can wager. We've got the windows there for you. Got the Champions Simulcast Center also down the hall. Check it out. Got the first floor with the very loose slots and some more gaming tables too at the same time. So smoking-free casino. We've got sections on the outside that are covered that are smoking hot slots. And outside in the patio downstairs, also poker tables out in the open where you can also enjoy yourself and enjoy a cigar or a cigarette or a vape pipe or whatever it is that you guys do. And come on out, man, and enjoy. We'll be out here for a couple of hours having some fun. The great Sean Stanley, of course, is mastering the program. It is Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. It is day number 19,066 since our beloved Miami Dolphins won the Super Bowl championship, that is. And it's day number 8,849 since the Canes were national champions.
Welcome aboard. Had an interesting day yesterday. Got off the air, and I end up going to get something to eat, and I want to open this ketchup thing. And so my mistake was I grabbed the burger first. So my fingers were a little greasy. You know how that happens, right? You grab a burger, it's greasy. And then I want to open the ketchup thing, and now your fingers are kind of sliding. You don't get the good grip. So I put it in my teeth, and I go like this. And then I feel something, and I go, and I look in the mirror. Okay, nothing's wrong. Okay, whatever. Okay, it just kind of feels weird. Then I take a bite into my burger, and my front right tooth exploded. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell is going on here? And I look like Kid Rock. And, you know, it's just a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I was, you know, I needed a tooth. So I got to thank Eric Murias at Murias Dental, because I called him and I said, brother, there's no way I could ever do a show again if I don't fix my tooth. And so it's back. Fixed it. I got lucky because whatever cavity it was or whatever it was, it never got to the root. So I didn't need a root canal. So the base was still there, and then they can put the rest. And he built it. He built it in like 22 minutes. So I'm sitting there he goes, you got to wait about 22 minutes. You know, he goes, just chill out, listen to music, social media, whatever. We'll have the tooth done in a few minutes. And here I am. You know what I'm saying? I always tell you guys about that because a lot of people have to go out and make the tooth. Oh, no, we'll see you in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you're walking around like Kid Rock. No. So, you know, you want to have like responsible dentistry. So thanks to the folks at Murias Dental. Okay. They are the MVP of the night. I mean, we got to give it to Tyler Hero tonight, you know, last night, but I got to give it to the Murias family. They came through, bro. That was interesting. That's never happened to me before. And it's just kind of weird. So it is what it is. I mean, listen, man, I'm almost 6 decades on Earth. A lot of shit's going to happen to you in 6 decades. That has never happened to you. It'll happen to you once or maybe a couple times, who knows? But, yeah, it's an experience. I'm sure it's happened to you guys somehow. Maybe not the front tooth. Maybe it's a side tooth, back tooth, and you're able to kind of hide it and stuff, you know? But the front tooth, bro, there's no hiding there. And if I was just going to, you know, live at home and somewhere in the back of the country, you know, I was doing a little deliverance or something, then maybe I don't replace it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really my life. It's going to be doing some moonshine out in the mountains. But for a few moments, I know what it's like to be Kid Rock. So, you know, without the Army helicopter coming by my house to wave at me, of course, on our tax dollars. Anyway, plenty of stuff to talk about on the show. We will have Ira Winderman. He's going to join us here at the bottom of the hour. We will talk to David Feronis live from the owners' meetings, the NFL owners' meetings. A lot of stuff coming out of it with Haf and Sully. So we'll get into that too. I will say this, and it's constant so far. They represent well. Sully carries himself very well, and so does Haf, and they're both super likable. I'm not going to do that. Not doing that. I told you I won't do that this time around. I'm not going to get on any bandwagon at all. You got to earn the bandwagon. I'm not getting on any bandwagon at all. But I got to say, they're likable some bitches. They are likable some bitches. Man. Heat last night. Sean Stanley. Give the Miami Heat a victory cigar. All right. Okay. The boys, and I got to give Tyler credit. It's hard to even say this to give him credit because at the end he made some steals and a block. But it was just prior to him turning over the ball a couple of times too. Like he just had a couple of turnovers and it wasn't looking good. And then all of a sudden he had the big threes, he had the steal, he had the block, all that stuff. That was really good for him there. Now, again, few and far between. It's a mediocre team. Nothing has changed. But I will say, watching my boy Pallel Larson play, I've been a fan of that kid from day one. He's got that factor, that it factor. I don't know if he'll ever be a star, but he's going to be a super important player to your team that you want every year on your team because he's going to do everything and he's going to sell out. So I love that kid. So nice job by Bam, 23 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists. Hero, 30 points yesterday, 12 of 24. Not great on 3-point, 3 of 10, but the 2 that he hit at the end are 2 of those 3. So I got to give him a lot of credit for that too. He had his steals and block and all that. So, really good performance for Hero to pick up a couple blocks and all that. So I got to give him some love there. And nice performance for them overall. They're still in the 9th place, whatever. We'll see. But at least it was fun, man, because they've played like shit here for 2 weeks. And we kind of needed them to have a decent performance, and I was glad that they had a decent performance. It didn't look like they were going to be able to close it out there for a moment, especially when Maxey hit that 3 from like 28 feet, 29. You're like, what the hell, bro? From the logo, you're like, holy moly, crazy stuff. Don't forget, folks, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlinks donation. Of course, you can send in your questions, comments, insults. We always appreciate that. And by the way, markets right now, I'm baffled. Bitcoin's up 1.5 points, up to 67,682. It hit 68 just a few minutes ago. The market again, I am absolutely shocked. 994 points up. The S&P 157 and the NASDAQ is up a little bit over a point. And I say that because there's all this talk, and I never believe any of the talk that's going on about the war ending and all that kind of stuff. And, so, by the way, they say Iranian president isn't it an Ayatollah, not a president? Isn't it but it's not the same guy that was like, not the same guy that's saying the declaration that they put out is not the same guy that they say is the Ayatollah. So it's just like, for me, it's just like, I don't believe any of this. Okay. So good luck to you. I'll sit back and wait a little bit because I'm kind of afraid of more volatility overall. But again, do your own homework, of course. But it's really weird where they keep buying the lies, and then it goes back the other way, and that's why we're down 4,000 points. So now made up a lot. Now you're up 900 points, so you've been able to make up a little bit of that, which is really good. I just don't know if it's permanent. Is the question. That's the thing. So we shall see what we shall see. But be careful, folks, because it's there's a lot of line. Look, I was thinking about this. So we pump more oil than we use. You know that, right? So why are we glued to the world economy and the world prices? Why don't we get the discount if we produce our own oil? all a scam, man. All a scam. It's like we produce more oil than we use. Okay. So why are our prices going up? Where's the benefit here? You know, benefit for the oil companies, benefit for the politicians that push for the oil companies, but not for you and me, right? So anyway, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Let's hope it does end, because it would be nice, but I have a hard time believing that. I really do. So hang in there, folks. Crazy times we are living. All right, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Let's see. Heat get it done. Panthers back in action tonight against Ottawa. Inter Miami on Saturday. Monday we'll be at Beyond Bankcard Field. We'll have a special show Monday. We won't be on at 10 a.m. We will be on at 2:30. All right. If there's like big breaking news or something, maybe I go on for something at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever in the morning and do a real quick segment on it or something if there's breaking news. But if not, it'll be a show at 2:30 on next Monday. And we will be at Beyond Bankcard Field, a special broadcast. Fort Lauderdale United taking on the DC Power on a Monday. So that's pretty cool. So come on out and join us. Get some tickets. Bring the family. Come on by and say hi. Would love to see you guys out there for the game. So we'll have some fun with that. We've got, obviously, the Heat last night getting a nice win over the Sixers. They're still in the play-in. They're still the 9th seed. We'll see if they can climb. Let me tell you, they've got Boston tomorrow. Then they've got Washington on Saturday. Then they play at Toronto, who's better than they are. And then they play Toronto again, both road games, Tuesday and Thursday of next week. Then Washington again. So the 2 easy games, 2 Washington games coming up. And then they wrap it up with Atlanta, which has a better record than them also. So when you look at it, out of the 5 games that are left, 3 are hard. 2 are easy. If you want to get out of the play-in or whatever, I don't know. You definitely can't lose the Washington games, but the effed up part is you almost can't lose those other games too. You know, you got to do your part there to kind of climb back in there, at least and get the 7 or 8 spot if you can. I don't know if you will be able to. We'll see. They're so inconsistent. You know, last night was like fun because it was an aberration. It's not something you see. But it was fun. It was fun. And the Pele score off the rim, off the backboard, that was good, man. That was good. And those 2 threes by Tyler, those were sweet, man. Those were definitely sweet. Good stuff there. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Hard Knocks. Did you hear? Seattle. This year and next year, Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. So you've got your 2026 and 2027 Hard Knocks already up. Patriots have never done it. This is the first time. They never did it under Belichick. So this is the first time they're actually doing it. Yeah. Did Vrabel do it? Did he? I wonder if he did it and he didn't mind the experience, so he did it again, since he's like willing to do it. And because I'm sure that they would like to have better teams do the hard, because it's usually disaster teams like ours that do Hard Knocks. It's always the bad teams, the ones that have, all kinds of issues. Once in a while, you'll get the Ravens or something. You'll get a decent team, but you'll get teams that have a lot of problems sometimes. I don't know if the Titans did it under Vrabel. That's why. I wonder. The other thing that happened yesterday, and sadly it got all political too, was Jaden Ivey and his anti-gay comments and all that kind of stuff. And look, folks, I don't really care if you're religious or not. I don't care if you think you're entitled to free speech. Okay. Really don't give a shit. Okay. Because all those kind of things, they go out the window. They mean nothing whatsoever. All right. When you work under a corporate umbrella, you cannot spew hate about Jews, about LGBTQ, about women, about blacks, about Hispanics, about whatever. And you can't use it under the guise of anything, including religion. Kind of wrong, anyways, isn't it, to exclude anybody? But either way, you're in a corporate setting. The moron got what he deserved. If you work in the corporate world, you just can't go out and spew hate. And the problem is that nowadays we have normalized spewing hate. That's why anti-Semitism is at an all-time high right now. And it's disgusting. And people feel like if they want to be anti-Semites, they can openly be anti-Semites or openly against the gay community or open against blacks or open against Hispanics or open against whatever. And sorry, like for me, at least personally, I accept everyone. Okay. Whoever you are, that's fine with me. I have no problem with that. I don't need to get in your business. I don't need to know your religion. I don't need to know your sexual orientation. I don't need to know anything. That's all your business. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. We're all different, dude. I have no problem with that. And I'm not getting in your business about that kind of stuff. Nobody should. For no reason at all. Jaden Ivey probably needs help more than anything else. Okay? To be quite honest. And if you're going to work in a corporate environment, you know, you just can't open your mouth and say whatever you want. You know, if you're Joe whatever out there and Pepe whatever and Ann whatever out there and you're at home and nobody gives a shit about what you say and you're not tied to anything, you can run your mouth and say whatever you want and nobody gives a shit. You make zero impact. But if you work for Xerox or if you work for IBM or if you work for Hialeah Park or if you work for a corporation, an NBA, NFL, they have all kinds of rules and societal rules that go along with accepting everybody and not being biased towards anyone. No matter what your excuse is, because it is an excuse. So, Jaden got what he deserved. He's a moron because he doesn't understand the setting he's in and where he's working in the environment. If he wants to just run his mouth, then quit. Go live somewhere by yourself that you're not tied to any corporations and run your mouth you want on social media and whatever, because nobody will care. But if you're going to spew hate, whatever corporation you work for, they're going to get rid of you. Period. End of story. And if you can't understand that, you're just dumb and ignorant. Okay? So this world ain't like, oh, it's free speech. No, it's not, dude. No, it's not. It's not free speech when you work for a corporation. You represent them. And that's it. And they're not going to have any of that. So there you go. That's my piece on Jaden. He got what he deserved. He's a moron. Next time, he should understand where he's working and who he's working for. Did you get that info? Titans ever were on it with Vrabel? Yeah, okay. I don't remember it, actually. Now that I think about it, I don't remember a Titans Hard Knocks. Nothing, right? Nothing. All right. So next year, Vrabel will get that shot. All right. Cash App or Venmo, you can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. We always appreciate that, as always. Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Don't forget, please hit the like button. Very important to hit the like button. I see the man, the myth, the legend that is NorCal in there. Jamie Zoria out in San Jose. Says this year is flying. Remember to smash it. Thank you, sir. Dolphin Dave is in. Go Malik Willis. Let's see. Kosa. What else? Oscar Rojas. Good morning to you in Melbourne. Jay Bird in the house. What else? Jeff in Long Island. Sweet baby Ray. Call him 954-966-4646, Ray. I believe they do that. Yes. Ask for Jeff Welt and explain the situation, and he's going to deal with it. Okay? Call him. Oscar Rojas, we did it. Stoney Stanley. Lenny Pena. Let's see. Lenny, it's not that it's an empty W. It's a W. It doesn't really mean much because they are who they are. You know what I'm saying? Just live in that moment and just enjoy that last night you saw win and that they didn't lose. You know what I'm saying? They're a mediocre franchise. They don't know how to produce great teams anymore, unfortunately. That's just kind of the way it is. You know? So just be happy whenever they win because they're really not going anywhere. And that's the obvious thing. So if I'm you, I just enjoy whatever moment that they can produce because overall it's really a mediocre franchise now. They lost their way, dude. It's sad. Let's see what else. Ted is in Juazi. Kosa. The Marlins are going to win. They're going to win the chip, man. When they get to the playoffs, we'll talk about them. Okay. Brett Dodger, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. I like it. Big O Miami Heat, renewed deadline coming now. Season ticket holder since 05. They have the leverage. Sick of seeing Sioux Falls varsity, then retail this year. Can't give my Chick-fil-A money. Oh, well, I mean, it's up to you to do whatever you want, my brother. You know what I mean? If you enjoy going to the games still and you have fun when you go there, then go. If you don't, the part that you can't do is sit there and be unrealistic about the Miami Heat and think that you're going to ever be a championship caliber team again or that they know what they're doing anymore. That's the part where you'll be lying to yourselves because the proof is in the pudding that they refuse to do what it takes to be great again. And like I said last week or whatever it was, the last time they were great, it's because they sucked. Because they actually went to the lottery and got the fifth pick in the draft. And that opened up everything for them and all the titles. And even the trips to the finals in the last couple of years. All because they got that one guy. And they refused to do it again. So, if you're a Heat season ticket holder, it's kind of like what I would tell you right now if you're following the market. It's green today and it looks beautiful and people are throwing out all kinds of stuff, but is it realistic? I don't see that. So, be careful. That's all I'm saying. I don't expect anything from the Heat anymore now, unfortunately. They've proven that to me every year now. And you're not willing to tank. You're not doing anything this year. And so now your talent is going to get older next year. And the guys you could have traded, they're going to leave. What else? I am surprised your shirt is a Nike sleeve. It looks like Reebok design. Oh, I don't know. This is old, dude. This is a Nike, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is an old one, bro. This is like easily 10, 12 years old or something. Yeah. Easy. Old. Yeah. So I have shirts that are old, bro. I've been around for a while, and I wash my stuff in Woolite, in cold water, and I hang everything. None of my shirts ever go in the dryer. None of my shirts ever get regular wash. They get the delicate wash also. That takes care of the collars. Little secret for you all out there. If you put it in the regular wash and you start seeing your collars all beat up, that's because you're putting it in the regular wash. Your washer has a delicate option. And then that one actually doesn't torture them like the other ones do. And it kind of, you'd be amazed when you pull it out of the washer at delicate, how much less wrinkled shirts are. Okay? And then people then throw them into the dryer. And then they're all messed up and wavy and on. You're wondering, why is that? Well, that's because, one, you don't wash it right. You don't use the right detergent. And then you put it in the dryer, which is the worst thing you can do. So it's interesting. So, little trick. Your shirts will last forever. They look good. How many concert shirts do you see that are old as hell for me? Because I do have a lot of them, so I don't wear them a lot. But if you look at them, you'll see some of my old shirts, and they look fantastic. Cold water, delicate wash, Woolite, dry, hanging, no dryer. You do that, your shirts will last a lot longer and look a lot better. There you go. By the way, I'm not a washing expert either. I don't know shit about washing, Bitcoin, sports, music, nothing. I'm Schultz. For you old people, for you young people, look it up. I know nothing. What else? I think Blue Dodgers is checking in from LA. Brett is vaping some oil here, he says. So there you go. Watch Tua grow a teja and ball out in it. Well, if Tua grows the tejas, it's over. We all know that. It's over. If that happens, forget it, dude. Tua's going to throw for 6,000 yards. What else do we have? Mexico City Dolphins are rumored to play against the 49ers. Would be nice, I guess, for some folks out there. That actually might be fun. Speaking of like a travel thing, I just got my buddy, Robert Grieper, who's a freaking stud of a human being. He just sent me a concert. It's called Darker Wave. And it's Saturday, November 14th in Huntington Beach, California. And Morrissey is the headliner. Then Smashing Pumpkins, Simple Minds, Bad Religion, Adam Ant, The Psychedelic Furs, Soft Cell, The Damned, Gary Newman, Silver Sun Pickups, I like them, Buzzcocks, EMF, Circle Jerks. Let's see. And then there's a whole bunch of others. Let me see if there's... Missing Persons is in there. She can't really sing anymore. Just in case, if you ever hear about missing persons in your town, Del Bazio does not have the falsetto voice anymore to do all that stuff. Just so you'll know. Okay? She kind of talks it, doesn't really sing it. Just to give you guys a heads up. I go to enough concerts that I can tell you. The Motels, Martha... she could still sing. The Motels are there too. Martha, what's her name now? And I'm forgetting her damn name, but she's fantastic. I love Take the L Out of Love and It's Over. All right, let's do it. Let's talk a little basketball with the one and only Ira Winderman and our Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat, and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Right. It's Martha Davis, by the way. That is the name that I was stumped on there. Anyway, Ira, how are you doing, my friend?
Oh, the Heat are great again. I'm doing great today. Literally, if we did a daily report like the old day instead of a weekly Acura Pembroke Pines report, this thing would sway right and left. And you would tell me, man, they beat the Cavs. They're just great. Man, they lost to the Cavs. They're terrible. Man, they lost to the Pacers. They're awful. Man, they beat it's just absolutely nonstop with this team, the up and down. And you know what? In the end, you know where that leads you, Big O? To exactly where you pointed. Yeah. To the relentless being stuck in the middle of mediocrity.
I just live in the moment, Ira. I just live in the moment last night that, like, I'm happy for Hero because everybody talks about the steal, the block, and the scores, but they're coming right off of consecutive turnovers and, like, I think a missed shot also. And they were losing momentum at that moment. Maxey had hit that 47-foot three-pointer from the logo. And you're like, oh, shit, here we go again. Sure. And Hero was part of screwing it up at that moment. And then all of a sudden, he gets the steal, he gets the block, he gets the two big threes. So for me, that's how I live in that moment. And then, of course, I live in the moment of my boy, Paul Larson, who, you know, again, had a terrific all-around game and that bank shot in and all that. And Bam had a good outing. And so that's kind of the way. I don't go looking into this too much anymore. They are who they are.
Yes.
It's like it's potluck every night. It's like a Jack in the Box.
It is. And I'll give you an example. They're playing the Celtics on Wednesday. The Celtics sat Jason Tatum out last game. They said Jaylen Brown out before. They should come in here and annihilate the Heat. They always kill the Heat. With Tatum and Brown, they're a far better team. But you just don't know with this Heat team. Just like the Heat have 2 games left against the Wizards. Of course, they should win them. But again, we don't know after seeing what happened against Indiana. And that's the thing. You need that one piece of greatness in the middle. And I wrote my story today at sunsentinel.com. God bless Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. They are what they are. Right. What they need is someone airlifted in. It's not their fault. They are doing what they can. One is a scorer. One is a two-way player, more defensive. They need that guy airlifted in. These are the kind of players in other places that bitch and complain about what they don't have alongside. So give them credit for what they did last night. They went out, the two of them, no Norman Powell, and they got the job done. These guys have been here since 2019, plugging away. The Heat have tried it with Goran Dragic. They've tried it with Kyle Lowry. They've tried it with Jimmy Butler. They've tried it with Norman Powell. They've tried it, but it just shows you the difference between a B-plus talent alongside and the A-plus talent that are at the top of the standings.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's what we've been missing forever is a franchise player on this team. Somebody, like I say all the time, look, in the 90s, Bam is a star. He's a freaking star in the 90s because if Ben Wallace is a star in the 90s, Bam Adebayo is a star in the 90s. But in this NBA, it's a different NBA. It's an NBA that the defense is not as important. You have to be able to impose your offensive will whenever the hell you want, and that's what it takes. And neither one of those guys is that.
No, and your Bam analogy is good because think about those Pistons. Not only Ben Wallace, but even a Dennis Rodman, a Rasheed Wallace, those kind of players. You didn't have to average 30 points to be considered a superstar. Now everyone averages 30 points.
When the average 90. Yes. Because we averaged 90 points.
I was going to say the games were 93-92. So all of a sudden, Bam giving you 18 a game is, hey, this guy can score also and play defense. It's a different world. So basically, if we could take the Heat, we could put him in the hot tub time machine, we could deliver him back to the 1980s, it'd be a hell of a team. It's a different time, and they haven't changed with it because they're so stubborn about defense first that this is what you wind up getting.
Yeah, I know, and it's frustrating. That's why I just don't look too deep into it. I lived in the moment yesterday, and that was freaking fun.
Enjoy it, right?
It was fun at that moment. Plus, I'm really, Jaquez and Larson have made also this season very productive in that sense because those are two guys that I'm moving forward with. So when I do have my star, whenever I get it, if I have to get it by selling off any of these guys or whatever, I know that I'm going to surround my star with two of these kind of guys that they can count on to play roles around my stars, because they are very valuable in that sense. And they're not salary cap breaking either at the
right.
same.
And here's the deal. So you've given me two guys from the developmental pipeline who are encouraging. This is why it's such a middling season.
Right.
I'm going to give you two other guys. Nikola Jovic. Has anyone seen him lately? Is there a milk carton out there and he's starting an extension? And let's be honest, Khalil Ware, he is a sometimes player. And you worry about the Hassan Whiteside comparison. I think he's more into winning than let's say Hassan was, but it's the same thing. So every week you and I talk on our Acura Pembroke Pines report about the developmental wing being encouraging. Larson, absolutely. Jaquez, absolutely. In the middle there, Kasparis Yakachonis. He's shown me enough that he could join those other two. The problem is Jovic with his new $62 million extension. Oh my God, what do we do? And Khalil, and you know what? I know you have a lot of people in your textures and your commenters and things like that talk about Khalil should play more, Spoelstra should play him.
I'm not worried about that.
He has shown so many moments that if you don't yank him and make him do it better and make him do it harder, then you are being irresponsible as a coach. That's what Spo is. Some might call it tough love. I call it being a professional and making tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's a certain expectation to play hard all the time. Why did the Heat win on Monday night? Because Khalil didn't play late in the game and they ran Bam into the ground. They need Khalil to do more. Khalil has to show in those opening stints, hey, I am here to help. Too often, second half of the season, that hasn't been the case.
And again, am I ready to give up on Khalil? No, this is only his second year, and he's a young guy. And this is unfortunately, look, man, like I told you, the game has evolved from the 90s because you and I are old enough to see it. Well, guess what? Scouting and development has also changed because you're not getting the guy that played for 4 or 5 years for Denny Crum. Sorry, bro, you're not getting that. You're not getting the guy that comes out of Dean Smith for 5 years and he's
you got that in Jaquez. You got that in Jaquez. You got that in Jaquez, who played 4 years at UCLA, and you see a polished player.
Right, exactly.
Stella Larson, who played at Utah and played at Arizona and came in as a polished player. I am so sick of people saying things like this. Well, he's 25 years old. He's too old. Like, stop it. I'd rather you be 25 and be productive than be Nikola Jovic, 21 years old, and I don't know what the hell is going on with the kid. That's the difference. Stop worrying about how much guys are having too much school. Sometimes the polished player as a role player, not as a leading man, but as a role player. And Big O, look where we are again. We're talking about role players. They have it in Hawkins. They have it in Larson. They have it in Yakachonis, but they don't have the guy that they can complement. And until then, we're going to be on this play-in sort of, spinning wheel of just randomness.
Yeah, and I look at the 5 games. You got 2 that should be in the bank for the Washington games, and then the Boston and the Atlanta and the Toronto games, or 6 games. I'm sorry. Those are going to be a real challenge for the Heat if they want to be on the playoff side, not the play-in side.
I don't think it's going to happen.
They've kind of really put themselves behind the 8 ball.
I think that's done. If they go 6-0 and Atlanta and Toronto just go 3-3, the Heat are done. The Heat are out. Just that kind of math. What you want to do is you want to be in that 7-8 play-in game, so at least you have 2 chances to get in versus the 9-10 when it could be one and done against Philly or Charlotte or Orlando. They've put themselves in a really crappy spot, and it's not because of all this. Spoelstra can't do this, and guys can't do that. They've lost to Sacramento. They've lost to Utah. They lost twice to Indiana. They have done it to themselves.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, and I understand it. It's just I wonder if we'll ever see some kind of a change, because it's interesting. Once this season ends, what is the game plan? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, because you're in the abyss right now. You're just like you're in nowhere.
What you can't do is chase bad money. And I've said this in my Ask Ira at sunsettle.com. No more extensions. Even if guys deserve it, whether it's Norm or Tyler or Jaime, no more extensions. Don't throw another dollar into this roster until, like you said, Big O, you know where it's headed. I know you're not a Giannis fan at 32 years old and injured.
No.
But Big O, but that would be a course. At least that would be a set, defined course. You wouldn't agree with it. You would tell me about Ndamukong Suh and all the big names that teams in this market have gone for. Pavel Bure, and it didn't pay off.
I just worry that his style of play at his age
and injuries
already has a long injury history. It's only going to get worse, and that's
at least it would be a path. You might not agree with it, Big O.
I get it.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Pick a lane. They didn't pick lottery lane this year. Maybe they'll pick big-time free agent in the offseason. But until you do that, don't keep throwing dollars into the kitty. It's like one of those poker games where you can keep buying in again. That's what the Heat are doing. The Pat Riley keeps going, okay, we're going to buy in again with this roster. Oh, it didn't work. We're going to buy in again with this roster. They made a mistake with the Ovich extension. They're sort of stuck in it now. They were smart about the Jimmy Butler extension and the $60 million he'll get next season for not playing with the Warriors. Pull back. If you're not going to be as good, don't chase lost money. Pick a lane. And once you pick a lane, like they've done, whether it was with Shaq or even Jimmy Butler to a degree, then you go all in. You don't go all in on this. You don't go, we finished 10th last year. We're going to be 9th this year. And next year, if we really get this right, we could be 7th. That's no way to live.
No, I'm with you. Now, in free agency next year, what does it look like cap space wise? And is there anybody available?
It's 2017, 27 free agency could be. But Big O, as you know, guys sign their extensions. They never make it to free agency in the NBA. It's a different world. I think the Heat's world has to be trades. And that's a problem when I cycle back to what we talked about before. If Khalil Ware was a great prospect, you would have something, but he is not. And that's a problem right now is you don't have the chips to necessarily put in play, which is why, and people, it's on YouTube. You can go back to our Acura Pembroke Pines report. Big O over there. And I spoke about they should have traded Powell for picks, any kind of picks. They should have traded Wiggins for picks, any kind of picks, because you're building for something better, because what you have right now is to see mediocrity. It's like, hey, Heat postseason tickets available. Come see the mediocrity. I mean, maybe you'll grab a free T-shirt, but otherwise the motivation just really isn't there.
No, I know. It's tough, man. It's just and clearly the ownership is in on all of this. It's not like they're sitting there going, whatever you guys say, they have chosen to go this way and not tear it down.
You know what? You know what, folks, go back to our episode last week, and Big O and I spoke about it, and you sent this out on the clip last week. We used the word they need a disruptor. They need a disruptor. Pat Riley's a brilliant mind. Mickey Harrison and Nick Harrison are brilliant businessmen. Eric Spoelstra is a brilliant coach. Adam Simon's a brilliant assessor of draft talent. But when you put them together, you keep winding up with the same thing. Throw something in there. Throw a firecracker in there. Throw someone who's going to come in and go, hey, Pat, you're right about this but. Mickey, you're right about this but. Adam, you're right about this but. And get something different churning in there, because you're also working to a future. God bless the Heat. 3 decades, all the same people. I wish no harm to anyone and hope you'll stay around as many years as you want. But that doesn't mean whether it's a Shane Battier or Udonis Haslem or a Mike Krzyzewski emeritus or someone getting into the circle and saying, hey, that's all well and good, but guys, what about this? They need a what about this to look forward to their future and just do something different, because Big O, you've spoken about it. It's the definition of insanity, isn't it?
Yes, it is. By the way, Nico Harrison is available.
Yeah, I think I'll move on from that as well. So I'm going to leave that in place.
You wanted a disruptor.
Yeah, I don't want someone to come in and blow the damn place apart. I don't need TNT. I even said I want a firecracker. You know, I don't need a TNT or an A-bomb or something like that.
I gave you a dynamite stick. Come on, you want a firecracker? I gave you a dynamite stick.
Great. So we can trade for Anthony Davis. Thanks, Big O.
That's exactly what we would do. All right, what do you got going on this Sentinel so folks can check you out?
You know, I wrote about it again. This is not Tyler's fault. This is not Bam's fault. They are there. They need help. The Heat thought they could make it work. Jimmy Butler quit on a team. Kyle Lowry quit on a team. Goran Dragic aged out. You drop in one more good player who plays. A matter of fact, Big O, I wrote this yesterday. This is fact. We ripped Jimmy Butler for years on end for not playing enough. Well, Norman Powell missed his 21st game of the season yesterday. Norman Powell will likely wind up playing fewer games than Jimmy Butler did in each of his last 3 seasons with the Heat. You've got to show up. Availability, best ability. So God bless Norman Powell. Great first half of the season, made All-Star, and then it all went away. And that's a shame because they just haven't gotten it together. And what we cannot hear from Pat Riley is, well, if only we were healthy. I don't mean to mock you, Pat. If only we were healthy, we would have been different. No, that ship has sailed. That ship sailed with Jimmy. That ship sailed with Norman Powell. This is the reality. You get players. You get older players like Norman in his 30s. These things happen. This season is not the fault of Tyler. It's not the fault of Bam. It's the fault on a different level of what they were surrounded with, and I think that is really important. The second thing I wrote today was my Ask Ira at sunsettle.com, and that was you got to be careful with the extensions. Niko Jovic isn't even playing, and they've been mediocre. You've got to be more careful where the money goes in a salary cap, luxury tax, apron world. Hopefully they learn from that. So there's that. And to his credit, about to post this story now, Bam Adebayo is one of the 6 finalists for the NBA Sportsmanship Award. He's a good dude. Players love him. They loved him on the Olympic teams. Coaches love him. Folks, you can call him a super role player like Orlando Alzagari does or something else, but he's a good guy, and he's a good role example. And anyone who loves their mom that much deserves our respect.
Yeah, and I love how he loves Asia.
Yeah,
I think that's fantastic. That's true love. What you see there between
they don't flaunt the relationship as we're bigger or better than you. There is a sheer joy there. Bam's a good guy. He's a very, very deserving candidate.
No, Bam I've always said I want Bam on my team, but I want him like my number 3. I want him to be the boss role, because that's what I think he is. He's that guy.
And with the right player. With the right player, Tyler could be a 2, Bam could be a 3, life could be good, but the right player just ain't walking through that door right now.
Yeah, and by the way, the blame for me does not go on the coaching staff and it does not go on the players. I think that's been maximized as much as you can. I'm sorry, but I'm faulting the front office and ownership. They're the ones that have to make the ultimate tough decisions. And the sad part is that we had the guy that was always ruthless and making the tough decisions in tough moments, and now they're not willing to do it anymore. And it's the weirdest thing.
Well, you know what, Big O, it's like a lot of us, and Pat Riley, God bless him, you get older, you get softer, you get more loyal, you get too loyal. That's the problem also. So Pat Riley ain't putting anyone out to pasture. Again, bringing a disruptor, someone saying, hey, but what about? No one deserves in this Heat mix to be losing their jobs. They just need to be maybe set on a slightly different course.
Yeah, it's a great point. And that whole thing about contracts and watch out what money you give.
Right.
It reminds me of that old line from New Jack City when one of the guys was getting high on their own supply, and you can't get high on your own supply. And that's been happening to the Heat lately. They fall in love a little too much with their players when they're not the player that you should be. This is a team that always fell in love with stars, bro. That's what I'm used to. It's like it's the weirdest thing now. They don't fall in love with stars anymore. Well,
you know what? Or they chase stars and don't land them. One of the two. Yeah.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Hey, next week from Canada. Appreciate it. Thanks, Big O.
All right. I love it. And the Canadian band Rush is back in action. All right. Acura Pembroke Pines, proud sponsors of this segment, as always, for years now. 6 years strong, baby. Acura Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume sales dealership when it comes to Acuras in the Southeast United States. You're not going to drive around the Southeast United States. You don't have to. You just go to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Check out the 2026 Integra, $249 a month, 2.9% financing for 60 months. We got a service center with Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber. Outstanding, man. So if you own or lease an Acura, go get it there. Go get it serviced. Go get the oil changed, all that, and you have a nice relaxing area with a cafeteria, a little cafecito, a little pastelito, all that good stuff. The ADX 2026, $319 a month. That's a joke. 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, my wife drives it every day. 2026, $399 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The MDX, one of the finest SUVs on the planet. You put your wife in that car and you can feel so good. And right now the price is a steal. $499 a month for that lease feature, 3.9% financing for 60 months. Get on down there, experience it for yourself at Craig's Inns Acura of Pembroke Pines. By the way,
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. By the way, they gave away the Lexus SUV on Friday. I was here, met a couple of you. We all walked away. We didn't win, but it happens. It's nice to see some of you, by the way, out here. They are giving away 2 tickets for July 3rd and June 27th, so you can catch some football matches. A little Argentina, a little Italy. So just in case, come on out here. Follow. Go on social media. You can win tickets here at Hialeah Park. They've got the March promotions going on right now with the Texas Hold'em, Omaha High-Low. Take advantage. 1 card takes them all in the Texas Hold'em. Qualifying hand may use 1 or both whole cards to complete the best 5-card hands. Beautiful. They've got daily high hands from 2 to 8 p.m. Top of the hour, 750. Bottom of the hour, 500 on Mondays. On Tuesdays, top of the hour, 1,000. Bottom of the hour, 750. And so on and so forth throughout the week. Check it out. Table games always qualify for high hand promos here at Hialeah Park. And tell them, of course, that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. All right. Dolphin Dave says, as long as you have to pat, you're not going to win a championship again. Pat. You can't. Yeah, they're patting too much. Big O, one day you're going to lose your head coach because he wants to win a championship and not play with, I don't know. We'll see. Spo has been able to do everything already in his career and won championships. I don't know if he's got a new contract now and all that. So I don't know. He might go upstairs eventually is what will happen. If he doesn't, if they can't figure this out in the next couple of years, I would imagine Spo then says, yeah, I've had enough. Ocala Joe in the house. He says, driving back from Alabama with a banjo on my knee and smashing it all, my brother. Thank you. Say hi to Lourdes. All right. Let's see. What else do we have going on? Where are we at with Bitcoin? 67,757. Not bad. Market is kicking ass. We are up 1,044 points, which is, again, don't really understand this, but hey, let's see, 168. When it comes to S&P, it's up 168 points, and the NASDAQ is up over a point. All right. What else? So they found pills on Tiger. I hope he gets help, man. What else? That is, I saw that news, and it's like, and he doesn't want to get a driver because of privacy concerns. It's like, how dumb can you be, dude? Get a driver. Make him sign an NDA. And what are you doing, right? And so you're going to continue to drive and do drugs or alcohol or whatever? Like, where does that make any sense? Yeah. Says he was fiddling with his radio or something. He's so full of shit. Dude, you suck at driving. That's all. Don't get behind the wheel. And not only do you suck at driving, you're also a dope head and alcohol nut. So, let's go, dude. Like, how many times is this going to happen to you in your life, bro? Just get a driver. It's the weirdest thing, dude. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. By the way, happy birthday to Steve Smith. Steve Tricky Smith for the Miami Heat. Let me do a little music and entertainment before we go to the man, the myth, the legend that is David Feronis. And I do a little Dolphins myself. Let's start off with musicians born on this date. All right. By the way, speaking of musicians, today, one of the founding members of Ambrosia passed away, Christopher North, at the age of 75. All right. Let's see. Tony Yayo, Marvin Bernard, rapper with G Unit, born in 78 on this date. Paul Ferguson from The Killing Joke, 80s. Living in the 80s. Born in 1958. Angus Young, AC/DC, born in 55 on this date. Tony Brock, drummer with the Babies, born in 54. Sean Hopper, keyboardist with Huey Lewis and the News, born in 53. Thies van Leer, organist and flute with the Dutch group Focus. Hocus Pocus. Focus. What else? Al Nickel from the Turtles, born in 46. Mick Ralphs from Mott the Hoople, born in 44. Herb Albert with the Tijuana Brass, baby, born in 37. And Shirley Jones, born in 34. That is musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous people born on this date. And remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they have passed away. Like philosopher Rene Descartes, born in 1596. I was hanging out with him like a month ago. Pope Benedict the 14th, born in 1675. Musician Johann Sebastian Bach, born in 1685. International Boxing Hall of Fame member Jack Johnson, born in 1878, those bare-knuckle brawlers. Let's see what else. Actor-musician Richard Kiley, born in 1922. Labor rights activist and dirtbag Cesar Chavez. Isn't that the guy that they just caught with kids and now they took down his name everywhere, all over Texas and Mexico and stuff like that, I think? Yeah, I think he's the guy that got disgraced, right? I think. Actor William Daniels, born in 27. He's 99 today. Happy birthday. Hockey Hall of Famer Gordie Howe, born in 28. Fashion designer Liz Claiborne, born in 29. Actor Richard Chamberlain, born in 1934. Actor Christopher Walken, born in 43. He is 83 today. Actor Gabe Kaplan, Mr. Kata, he's 45. He is 81 today. Rhea Perlman from Cheers, born in 48. She's 78 today. The guy that invented the internet, Al Gore, born in 48. He's 78. That was a joke. Actor, College Football Hall of Fame member Ed Marinero. You kind of know him more for the commercials from Bud Light. Born in 50, he's 76. Let's see who else. Actor Ewan McGregor, born in 71. He's 55. All right, Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers for us born on this date?
I got a couple. Naoya Ogawa turns 58, and Saray is 30 on March 31st, 2026.
We'll do music history after we talk to the man, the myth, the legend, that is David Feronis, live from the NFL owners' meetings. Next in our Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Feronis is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Feronis.
Right. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. That is David Feronis. How you feeling, baby? Feeling good?
Yeah, feeling good. Spent a few days here in Phoenix, Arizona. Saw the Scottsdale area as well. Went out to eat and check out a little bit of the bar scene there. And obviously a high-end event that the NFL puts on here at the annual meeting. And got some valuable insight from new GM John Eric Sullivan and Coach Jeff Hafley.
What's the one thing that stood out the most from you that you learned from Sully that you did not know, out of curiosity?
Yeah, I think, well, the first thing I go to is obviously the Devon Achane statement that he made. So, I mean, I was leaning that way myself, is that the Dolphins want to keep him around. He, of course, and I could already see it on your face that I think you are going to rebuttal against his point, but that he says he wants Achane to be part of this. He considers it a priority to extend him, as opposed to everyone now thinking, oh, he would be next to get traded, considering that the Dolphins already moved off of Jalen Waddle. So now he didn't shut it down completely either. So that's not to say that it's entirely out of the question, but there is that. He called him one of the three pillars that he wants to build around with Jordan Brooks and Aaron Brewer. So I do still believe that they will be looking for extensions with them. But if a team comes and just blows them away with a trade offer, then I think he would have to consider it, as he has been saying.
Yeah, that's why I think before you sign that contract, and they haven't signed it yet, so it continues to drag on. And, interesting that if we get to the draft and it hasn't signed, then, what else is he going to say? He can't say anything else but that. He has to say he's a pillar. He has to say they want to keep him. He can't do anything else because he's going to lose leverage. The only way he stays with leverage is by saying, no, he's not going anywhere. And that way you have to knock his socks off. So that's the stuff I'm not buying. So give me something that you really learned from him that you haven't seen or haven't heard.
Yeah, but you know what? He didn't have to take that hard of a stance as he did to call it a priority, to extend him. He could say, hey, that's something we'll cross that bridge once the time comes. We're focused on the draft right now. So he didn't have to go to that extent, and he chose to do so. So, but something else, if you're looking for, I would say how strongly Sully feels about the D-line. So he inherits these D linemen, the three that were rookies last year that were taken by Greer and McDaniel, and it was Weaver as a defensive coordinator. So Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, Zeke Biggers, along with Zach Seaver being a veteran on this group. So he feels it's a strength of the team. Those aren't players that he chose. He inherits them. So he did come out and say that he does like what he has at that position. So possibly now you can focus, if you're him, you can focus more on the corners, the safeties, the whole entire secondary, the edge rushers. You're pretty good at linebacker, assuming you're also going to be holding on to Jordan Brooks, who was also a topic of some trade rumors. And he did admit there were some conversations, but nothing to develop, and that he wants Brooks to be part of this in the long term as well. So, you can kind of key in on what positions he can really hone in on, considering that he does like what he has internally with the defensive line.
I like what he said about Chop. It looks like he's looking forward to actually working with the kid, that he actually sees the potential, I guess everybody else did, I guess.
Yeah, sure. And like anything else, you expect him to say that, but it'll be interesting for Chop. He's still got to get better at setting the edge against the run. It's going to be a transition for him to have his hand in the ground more often, 4 down lineman sets, and he'll have to be that 4-3 defensive end as opposed to rushing with his standing up. So that'll be a little bit of a transition. I'm interested to see once he actually gets onto the field. But yeah, encouraging that the Dolphins do see this Dolphins new brass does see some of the same things that we've seen in spurts from Chop Robinson and also the previous regime did as well.
The one thing that I've talked about in the past, and it's been proven right, this isn't a some kind of a chance that they took or a stopgap thing like some people talk about. Sully and Half are convinced that Malik Willis is a franchise player?
Well, I think they're going into it to try and find that out, and I think they do have a certain conviction about Malik Willis. That's why they brought him in. That's why they have the insight from the past 2 years and the intel of seeing him. Like for Hafley, it's going against him on scout team, and Sully just seeing what he was in the building. So they bring that forward and were convicted and bring him in. But now there's also reports of having Ty Simpson in on the 30 visit, which can that be a strategic thing more so than the true genuine interest in him, which Simpson would be a player that requires an early draft pick. The Dolphins do have 2 in the first round now, that same second round pick. But
if you had to put money on it, what would you put money on it? Would you put any money?
I would put money on no. Yeah,
exactly. There's no chance they're taking him. It's all for other. It's actually super smart.
Okay? Yeah. Either way,
super smart that he said that, or that they threw it out there as chum in the water, because you are at 30, bro. 30 or 31. What is it? What is it? Is it 30 or
30? 30. Yeah, it's
30.
A Broncos pick.
So you're at 30, and that guy gets a 5th year. So any team that wants to have the project guy and wants to sit him, that's where they're going to trade for him. So you're at that point where you can actually get a bunch of picks for him at that moment. So, for me, I think what they're doing is they're kind of throwing chum in the water just in case, because it is a Green Bay thing to go draft a kid and sit him. But the problem is they don't sit him behind a 25-year-old. So that doesn't make any sense. So they love Malik. They think he's going to be a stud. They just think he needs to develop. And so their thought is he'll be a stud, and then in a couple of years we have to sign him to a long-term contract. So why would you draft a quarterback now? To me, it's just a really genius thing on his part to throw that chum in the water, because the teams that are going to want him in that late part of the first round, which is where he should go. The Orlovsky stuff is stupid. I'm a Ty Simpson guy. Seriously, I'm a Ty Simpson guy. But I'm taking him in the late first, early second is where I'm taking him, because he's still too green. So I can't take him earlier because he's not mature yet at this point. So it's a chance that I'm taking. He has the skill set, but it's not all there yet. So I'd rather take him late. And that's why I think it's genius to throw the chum in the water, because if there's a team out there, a veteran team, a Super Bowl caliber team, like the Rams or something, and they want to just do that kind of move, they can do shit like that.
Oh yeah. There's benefits from all angles, whether it's another team looking to trade either into that spot or picture the Dolphins potentially considering Sullivan's background from the Packers and Green Bay, that they do select quarterbacks. Maybe a team wants to go and jump them, and then that's another pick that you don't have to worry about. If Simpson, let's say, is floating around in that range, and then you have who you really want at maybe it's a wide receiver, since you have that need, or it's an edge rusher or a corner, whatever you didn't take with the first pick, your own at number 11, then that's one fewer player that you have to worry about, one fewer prospect off the board that you have to worry about, assuming that that quarterback who you maybe are bluffing, then you don't have to worry about another player gone off your board, if you will. So there's benefits from that angle, the trade angle. And then, just get to know the guy just in case. If there is a Ty Simpson drop in the draft, we've seen crazier things, then then if you want to use like one of the third rounders, let's say, or move up from having 4 third rounders, once you get to a certain point where you're like, hey, at this stage, we'll take them on our team, and we will give ourselves multiple options and truly compete after already addressing some of the needs with those early picks and getting a wide receiver that can replace Waddle and addressing edge rusher, corner, etc. So there's a lot of ways it could go. But Sullivan did say that he's open to doing things that maybe the rest of the world wouldn't understand. Like when he was asked directly about potentially still finding a quarterback somewhat early in the draft. So, but yeah, like we were saying, it could be a strategic play. We'll get to know Sully a little bit more as we get some greater sample size of his true action compared to his words, and it'll be something fascinating to find out over the years.
I know. I mean, I could go on a limb on this one, even though I was wrong about Malik, because that's not the Green Bay way what he did. But here I think he's not going to do it. One, because he also knows that he just lost Waddle. So in that first, second, and third rounds, you've got to find ways to get linemen. You got to find ways to get defensive backs, and you're going to have to get Malik a wide receiver. And whether it's late first or second or one of the thirds, you're going, or one of the seconds actually, because there's actually multiple seconds, you're going to have to pick a wide receiver at that point. And you need also help in the secondary badly. So to me, I don't think you can take the luxury of a quarterback early on like that. That's why I just think it's more of a strategic thing, because if somebody wants to move up to 30, they're going to give you several picks in the second and third rounds, or maybe they'll give you a future first-round pick next year and a second-round pick or something, in the future or something like that. So you might be able to really luck out overall in that sense. That's why I think that you've got to kind of set yourself up, because that Waddle move forced him now to make sure he takes a receiver in the first couple of rounds.
Yeah. You figure it's got to be right within those first. You have 3 picks in the first 43, if I'm not mistaken, what the second rounder is. So between 11, 30, 43, you got to find it with one of those selections. So and like you said,
Green Bay
way too many holes overall.
And the Green Bay way is that late first, second rounders. Hell, they rarely even draft first rounders. So,
they wouldn't draft first round.
Right. Yeah. So I don't. Again, you're right. We don't have any sample size on this guy. We have no idea what his habits are. We don't really know if he's going to go exactly the Green Bay way, which he didn't with Malik Willis, because that's the Dolphin way, to put a young quarterback behind a bad team. That's not the Green Bay way. So that's kind of like there's pressure on him to put something around Malik and take care of the kid.
Yeah, certainly. And like you said, so many holes. So he's going to need to find a receiver or two. Or it could come in the form of another tight end to go with Dulcich, because right now he would be your top option at that position. Plus solidifying the offensive line, where yes, he likes Patrick Paul left tackle, likes Aaron Brewer at center. Still, it doesn't sound like he's, as he shouldn't be, sold yet on Jonas Avainaya. There's a lot of development that they need to use with him as far as how he progresses. And then there's going to be some competition at right guard, where Salyer, the free agent pickup from the Chargers, will be part of that. And Austin Jackson is by no means solidified as a right tackle who has an injury history. So he's got to be able to protect the quarterback. He's got to give the quarterback playmakers. And then he has holes across the defense. The defense needs to add in the secondary, all across the secondary. At edge rusher, they like their D-line and like the linebackers, but some key positions you'll also probably be looking early in the draft. So when you add all those up, then it's hard to truly believe they'll go for a quarterback. But sometimes if a team falls in love with a guy, then you just never know, because we've seen like the Falcons to a greater extent go the Kirk Cousins way, and then it's Michael Penix in the draft, and which now they're actually taking on the Dolphins leftovers into to bring in competition for Penix. So with a new regime, so maybe not a great example of how that could go if the Dolphins did.
Yeah, no, I'm no doubt about that. All right, have you eaten any good Mexican?
Oh yeah, right as I got in, it was actually. So Antoine Staley is here. Formerly was down here and covered the Dolphins a while, and he actually. So I didn't grab a rental car. He did have one, and then he offered to pick me up because he was already in the day before. I landed on Sunday, and he was about to get his Sunday started since he was already around, and wasn't far from the airport. Picked me up. I was hungry. We grabbed some Mexican nearby. There's just spots all over.
The Sentinel doesn't allow a car in the budget. What's going on?
I just decided I could make it without, because I'm staying very close to the Biltmore here, so it's just a really short, like a 5-minute Uber ride, and it's not that bad as far as like grabbing one. So I did it like this 3 years ago, last time it was out here. So same hotel and everything. So
I can't
I
go
was
on the
able
road.
to make it work.
I can't go on the road without a car, bro. I cannot.
Oh, okay. You're one of those old school guys where yeah.
Oh my God, yes, I have to have a car. The only place I don't get a car is Indy.
Yeah, Indy you
That's
don't need.
the only place you don't need a car whatsoever. Okay, that's in New Orleans. You could just taxi in and out. You're not really going to drive around that city. Sorry, New Orleans. I don't really mean anything bad by it, but you know what I mean. I always get a hotel somewhere right on Bourbon Street around there, and then it's all walking. It's nothing. Plenty of restaurants on Bourbon Street, but mostly I have to have a car, bro. Wherever I go, I have to have a car. Yeah.
Okay, it's Joe Shad who's like that as well. He always wants a car, and then it was last year we were in Charlotte, and then he said I'm staying within a mile. He was staying downtown. The stadium's downtown, and then he said it was harder to take the car out and then find the parking to then walk into the stadium. So sometimes it creates more of a hassle. I always make sure to grab a rental car at Buffalo, at New England. When I covered in Green Bay, so 24, definitely need one there. We'll need one when the Dolphins go to Green Bay this year.
The first year I went to Indy, this moron rented a car. And then I learned the lesson. I go, oh my God, you don't. Oh,
because you stick to your ways.
I also had a snowstorm. This is 20 years. This is over 20 years ago. I also had a snowstorm where it was like 5 inches. So the highways were snowed out, and I had to kind of guess the exits. And so I had to draw because I also am an idiot. It was a rookie move. I got a hotel right next to the airport. And so then I had to drive in from the airport every day. And so on the second day from the whole snowstorm, Jason Cole goes to me, dude, just stay here, bro. I got an extra bed. Stop doing that. You're gonna kill yourself. So he let me stay for the rest of the week there. Meanwhile, I got the hotel over by the airport. It's just I learned my lesson. Just one of those.
Yeah.
And in Indy, you certainly don't need a
don't
car
need.
at all.
And you said that was 20 years ago, so that was before really the advent of Uber or rideshare apps.
No, it was taxi.
So you had to go find a taxi. So I could get it. Yeah. And in the days of you had to go outside and then find a taxi or call one up, then that's a whole extra process. Like you got to plan it out so much. So Uber, now and Lyft, and you just go on the app and say, all right, now is when I'm ready, or you could even schedule it, whatever you want. So it is easier these days.
Yeah, I've been to Arizona, good little town. I've enjoyed myself there. It's I've been there a couple of times, also for a Super Bowl over there in Arizona. So it's good. Owners meetings are always fun events to work on. Hey, what do you got going on the Sentinel so folks can check you out?
Yeah, I've been covering everything here at the owners meeting. So it started with because they had an NFC day of all the coaches there. So I was at the Kevin Stefanski table. He was talking about Tua, so got a story on that and their decision to bring in Tua after the Dolphins released him. So Matt LaFleur talked everything about Sully, Half, Malik Willis. So Green Bay South, what it really is now. So got some insight from Matt LaFleur, and then it was everything Sullivan talked about on Devon Achane. And then his assessment of Malik Willis, the wide receiver need, assessment of the trenches and edge rushers, posted the Ty Simpson visit news along with Carson Beck. And also the interesting one that I just put up just earlier today is them not viewing it as a rebuild. And I think we talked about it a little bit is everyone on the outside's talking about a rebuild. LL Cool J said, don't call it a comeback. They're saying essentially, not in these words, but don't call it a rebuild. So they're saying they're trying to win with what they got, and we'll see what the roster looks like after the draft to really assess it. But as all of us on the outside, we're looking at it, we're saying it smells like a rebuild.
It's all a rebuild, of course. Dude. They're spending no money on the roster.
But they can't do that on the inside. They can't say that that. Of course, you don't coach a team. Yeah,
I get coach talk, but I mean, give me a break. By the way, on the whole Stefanski thing, did you and I talk about the Tua stuff that I talked about last week? We did. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I remember you had it. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So
I was listening. Before coming on when you talked about it.
Yeah, it's if he is working out with that. I don't know who the trainer is. That's the only thing I haven't been able to find out. But apparently he's working out like a fiend. If he is back to where he was 2 years ago, Atlanta may get lucky. So we'll see.
Sometimes this is what it takes for an athlete is, you get comfortable and then you regress because of that, and you don't work the same way you were, and then now you take that step back, and then we might see that same old version of Tua. I wouldn't be surprised.
And when it doesn't come naturally to you, you have to work at it more than the other guy. If you're Drew Brees, you have to work more at your craft than Josh Allen does. Josh Allen physically can wake out of bed and just do whatever he wants. Now, is he going to be as accurate as Drew Brees? No. But athletically, he's going to be always superior. And so Drew Brees is going to have to work on his strength and his flexibility and all that other thing just to be really, really good. And that's exactly what Tua had to do because he doesn't have the body like a Caleb Williams that is just, God-gifted. So all he has to do is polish the quarterback skills. See, these kind of guys, whether you're a Tua, whether you're a Drew Brees type or that kind of, you got to work more on all your physical stuff and your strength and your flexibility and all that in order for you to just stay at a certain level because you don't have the gifts that the Lord gave the other guys. It's just kind of the way it goes, bro.
And then the gifts they have, like Tua, Breeze and such, then you have to maintain those through constant repetition too. So, whereas Malik Willis, he has the physical traits that, if he just maintains that, he's always going to have it. And then he's working on the other quarterbacking aspects.
The quarterback skill is what he needs to work on. That's what Josh Allen works on. That's what Lamar has to work on.
Yeah.
They don't work on physical. And that's what these other guys have to work on. They have to work on physical because they don't have it either. So if they don't stay in the gym and if they don't stay working and all that, then they end up losing. And he ended up realizing that, overall.
Yeah. So sometimes that's what it takes for an athlete to realize.
Yeah. Follow him on Twitter at David Feronis _ Catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Appreciate you as always, my brother. Thank you and safe travels. We'll catch up on Friday.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
You got it. All right. Welton Rayom, proud sponsors of this segment. Folks, a lot of people are dealing, unfortunately, with bankruptcy because so many are going into their 401ks at a record rate now. And don't be ashamed because it's happening to a lot of people out there. Bankruptcy can happen to you, can happen to me, can happen to anyone at any time. Call Welton Rayom. Get those creditors off your back. 954-966-4646. If you have homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, call Welton Rayom. Okay? 954-966-4646. And I always tell you that when you have damage to your home, your condo, your business, whatever it is, never call the insurance company. We're all programmed that way. Call Welton Rayom first. They'll send their adjusters, and then they'll attack the insurance company for you. You never have to call the insurance company. Is that beautiful or what? Headache-free, man. Let the lawyers, the bulldogs, go after them. Let the bookend tackles take care of your life. Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom. Consultations completely free. They will listen to your issue, and then they'll tell you if they can take care of you. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Feronis. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Miami Dolphins, one of the interesting developments, and we've talked about it here on the show, the belief that Hafley and Sullivan have, and Sullivan was on with Kay Adams. Hafley, I'm sorry, was on with Kay Adams, and they were talking about Malik Willis and where he stands, and she was talking about how exciting it will be, because if you do keep Achane, by the way, the speed that you will have with Willis and Achane, that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, again, as I've told you, and I'll stick with this forever, if Malik Willis can't live in the pocket, this won't last very long. I know he can run. I know he's got athleticism. But the question is he the guy? Is he the franchise guy? And the more you hear Sully or Half talk about it, and here's Half with Kay Adams talking about how he feels and what he sees in Malik Willis.
Malik.
He's exciting to watch, and he's really confident, and nothing wavers the guy. And he's super athletic. He's big too. When you see him, and he's like 225 pounds, jacked up, and he can run. But people don't give him enough credit for how accurate he is, especially down the field. I mean, he can throw the football. He can throw it in the pocket. He can throw it really accurate down the field. And then out of the pocket, he's really good too. He just hasn't played a lot. And he's only 25 years old, right? So he's young. Some of these draft guys in the draft are older than him. So it's like getting a young quarterback who we know, who we have a great relationship with.
Yeah.
And then we just got to get him experience and have him develop over time.
That game against Lamar, shot for shot, comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean, he was outstanding. And, even when he played against the Bears there, when we didn't know if Jordan would play or not, he did a great job there. And the year before, I think he was 3-0. So
they're convinced he's a star. And when he talks about how the age, that it's all the same, that they're, some guys might be even older than him now, they believe, Half and Sully believe that he just needs playing time. And they talked about the accuracy, which is, I cannot say that I have been convinced of his accuracy on a consistent basis. We shall see. They were around him for 2 years, right? That's the excuse that everybody uses. That's the reasoning we have for all of this. Well, it needs to show now. But that's why there will be no drafting of Ty Simpson. That's chum in the water, because that's super smart. You're at 30. And if a team wants to draft Ty Simpson at that point, and you can extract extra picks, because you're in the late first, what's the difference if they give you an early second? What's the difference if they give you a first-round pick next year? It's a good chance it'll be higher than 30. Good chance. So take it. And if you can get multiple picks for it, you're here to build a team, dude. The fishnet approach is the best approach that exists. The more picks that you can get, the more chances you have of hitting, and the more chances you have of developing a really young core. It's a beautiful thing, man. I want to get to the point where the Miami Dolphins can't sign everyone. Where they sign certain guys, they let others go, and they get compensatory picks, and it becomes a beautiful, not a vicious cycle, which is what we're in, a beautiful cycle. They're convinced he's a star. We'll find out. The beauty of all of this is that if he's a star, we're going to know right away Sully is a really good GM. And if he's not, I'm not going to say he's a bad GM, because the draft will have to be bad on top of that, and then we'll have to say, oh, God, what do we have now? Because everybody misses on a quarterback. It happens. But the question will be, right away, we're gonna be able to assess what kind of a general manager we have right away. And if Malik is the guy, we're all going to be super happy, because they found the quarterback and the general manager knows what the hell he's doing. And that's kind of what we want. But if Malik's not the guy, it's going to leave all kinds of questions. But they are convinced he's a star. They are convinced he's a franchise quarterback. They believe he can. I've heard him say he can handle this situation, all of those kind of things. So if they feel he's that leader, he's the guy that can handle a very difficult situation, because this is going to be a very difficult situation. It's a young and green team, and it's not going to be very good around him. Those are the facts. We'll see. But confidence does not wane. They expect him to be a star. All right. They talked a little bit about keeping Achane and an extension, and I have no problem with all of that. It makes sense. Of course it does. It makes a ton of sense that you want to keep Devon Achane because he's a player, right? Does it make sense if he's going to be your primary back? Do you do that? Is the question. Do you do that? Is it worth the risk? Because we know he's a great player. But how much pounding and punishment can he take? They have sold it better than you can sell it. They want him. They want to extend him, but they haven't extended him yet. So the clock is ticking. We're approaching the draft. I think if he's traded during the draft or just after it, when somebody has determined they did not get the running back that they needed, and they are a running back or two players away from a Super Bowl, and they say, well, we need at least to get this running back right now. And I love the way Sully has sold it. I love the way Haf has sold it because that's how you keep your leverage. Do I believe it? No. I don't believe it. We're going to find out. We're going to find out because somebody's going to get injured. Somebody's not going to get drafted that they wanted. Something's going to happen, and there's going to be a need for Devon Achane because he's a special player. So it's really, really interesting. And again, we are getting Sully's MO because he started the offseason by saying, no, we're keeping Achane and Waddle. We're building around those guys. Waddle's gone because the trade, a first and a third. Are you freaking kidding me? Who turns that shit down? Especially when you're not going to be that. And by the way, he said the same thing I said when they traded that here in the owners' meetings. We're kind of, we're growing the offense. By the time we got our thing going, Waddle, he talked about his age, which makes sense, is what we talked about. And with Achane, it's wear and tear. So are you convinced that if you give him this contract, can he handle the wear and tear from here on out? And you have to be very careful because I'll tell you this, once they do sign him to a contract, then I think he stays. Because it's the cap hit that you're going to take because you're going to have to give him a signing bonus. And then that all gets accelerated, and you don't want that either because that'll be for 2027. So the clock is ticking on the Achane thing. If they sign him to a contract, then he wasn't bullshitting. He wants him, and he wants to build around him. But as long as you don't see a contract, I think there's a chance they could trade him. We'll find out. We shall find out. But if he plays with Malik, the speed with those two guys, that'll be a lot of fun. Haf is a defensive coordinator. And there's a lot of players, 3 defensive tackles that were drafted. And Chop Robinson, another guy that's part of the core. And so he was asked about Chop Robinson and how he is looking forward to working with Chop Robinson. Go ahead.
Get him on the field. I mean, Chop's had some success. If you build a pass rush tape of a Chop, he does things that are like, I can't wait to get my hands on this guy. But I think we need to get to know him, right? I want to see him live. I want to see what he looks like in his stance. I want to see what we can do to help him out of his stance, out of his first step. What's his go-to move? Is he going to win with speed? What's his counter? Can we coach him up on that, right? Can we help him take the step? What's his mindset like? Where is he at right now, right? So I just talked to him on the phone a bunch. I just can't wait to coach him. But he certainly has that. His first few steps is get off. I mean, he can roll. I mean, and now it's our job to coach him up and develop him and help him get better.
You guys definitely.
And you could tell obviously, he's saying all the right things. But it's going to be the good thing is that the final verdict is going to happen now because this staff is not married to Chop Robinson. This staff can cut him, and it doesn't fall on them. This staff can trade him. This staff can put him on the bench if they don't think he's that good. So we're going to find out about Chop. We know he has a ton of talent. So now the good thing is the head coach is a defensive-minded guy and a guy that knows that position. If Chop doesn't shine with him, then, we're all going to be disappointed about that pick. But let's hope he can turn the corner, and let's hope that those 3 young defensive tackles also have a chance. All right, good stuff. All right, the man, the myth, the legend. Don't forget, folks, I see all your cooling there, all your cooling and plumbing. Make sure you reach out to my guys, Tommy, at All Your Cooling and Plumbing, 888-204-5554. And they've been in business since 73. This is their 53rd year. They go from Homestead all the way to Vero Beach, and we've got new offices in Naples. Extended warranty, financing available, same-day installations, free repair services. So for you up there in Port St. Lucie, you can call All Year Cooling and Plumbing at 888-204-5554. The amazing Steve Calabro.
Big O. The World Cup's coming.
It is?
And
La Copa.
One of my La Copa, one of my plays, Harold, the marvelous poker manager. I don't know if he's genuinely an Italian soccer fan or he knows.
Yeah, he's not Italian, but he's an Italian soccer fan.
I'm Italian American. Maybe he's trying to
he's trying.
Get some of my lasagna from my mom. Oh yeah, yeah. He's showing pictures from '94. He was 12. 10. I'm sorry. And he loves it. All of a sudden, he loves Italia.
A lot of people like Italia. They're not Italians.
No, I know, but this never. He's pretty vocal on a lot of things.
Yeah, it's Raiders.
Today, he loves
because you're now doing the soccer thing out here. You weren't doing it before.
It's funny that you brought that up.
The football thing.
Football. So we're giving away. Look at this. Look at that. Pick your goat, man. Messi or Ronaldo? Who do you like better? I know.
I'm a Messi guy. Over Ronaldo.
That's because of Inter Miami.
No. I'd like Messi over Ronaldo. Ronaldo's we like to call him in Spanish, una postalita.
Una postolita.
Postalita.
Postalita. What, he sets up on a post?
No, he's like a poser.
Really?
Yeah, kind of like a phony. You know what I mean? He's a great soccer player, but he's a great soccer player. Don't get me wrong, but he's kind of like a phony. Whereas Messi is
he's a real.
Messi is like a real. He's like a dude of the people.
So when he gets that money from Apple, it's real.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. Out of the people, I'll take Messi over Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay, all right.
Well, you too? No, you take Ronaldo over.
Oh, gee, he's got an Italy too.
Yeah. Okay.
Next thing you know, he's going to be going on vacation to Italy.
I would pick Messi over Ronaldo.
I think if I had to pick, I'd go Messi. Only
now, which one do I want to be? Yeah, I want to be Cristiano Ronaldo, of course.
Well, he does a little better in the.
Yeah. I mean, Messi did well for himself. If you look at his wife, he's got a beautiful wife, by the way. I'm just saying, in the man's game, I know Messi is going to pick up anybody because he's Messi.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is if they weren't Messi and Ronaldo and they walk into a bar, Messi's walking out all by himself. Nobody's going to even look at his run ass. Because he's not Messi at that moment. And Cristiano Ronaldo is going to walk out with at least 10 women the way he looks.
In the man game.
There's probably going to be like 8 other men also following, too, at the same time, wishing that they could knock the women off. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I'm just saying, if I looked like Cristiano Ronaldo, I would never wear a shirt in my life. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I happen to agree with you.
That guy is cut up like it's no tomorrow, dude.
I agree with you, but the good thing for just people in general is that we wear shirts.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo, he's definitely doing a disservice to women all over the place by wearing a shirt.
But think about that. You have a chance to win tickets to that game. Well, if that game occurs, it's got all things are At this point in time, it appears that will be that matchup will occur, and we bought tickets for that game.
Right.
In that game should be both of these great players, but at the worst case scenario, you're going to the World Cup quarterfinals, so that's pretty cool.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, pretty
that's
cool.
the best game that's in Miami.
That's
right?
freaking amazing.
Now,
Are you
did I
kidding
tell
me?
you? Did I tell? Let's just go backward. Let's just tell some of your viewers some stuff.
Okay.
So before we talk about how
the SUV,
how
was it on Friday? I didn't win.
Friday,
Damn it!
Friday,
I'm
the
standing
Lexus-
there. They give it away, and we didn't drive away.
The Lexus was excellent. Beautiful. A woman won it.
Yes,
She's
she
a
did.
loyal customer. Has been our customer of ours for 5 years.
And again, it wasn't like the biggest crowd that was waiting for the.
You had a shot. You had a shot.
I keep telling you guys,
You had a shot.
it's
You
a
had more
fraction of the people that show up actually to win the car that played. If the amount of people that played showed up,
it would be. Couldn't fit him in the building.
yeah, you
We couldn't fit him in the building.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It'd be
Now,
insane.
Well, we followed that great car giveaway up with 8,000 people at the Black Coffee concert.
Oh yeah,
It was insane. It was really well run, but it was not. I shouldn't say insane. It was just interesting to watch.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a
The
different
place
crowd.
was alive. People, probably 7,000 people discovered Hialeah Park.
Good.
And that was a great thing. It was just a nice show. It was.
Some people got to gamble a little bit too. That's
People
good.
got to gamble. People got introduced to Hialeah Park Casino.
Little food.
Just because you came to a show on Saturday doesn't mean that you won't come this Saturday.
Right.
Oh, by the way,
The
good.
DJs dancing.
Oh, there was music out back. 8,000 people. There was music in the Flamingo Lounge on the casino floor.
Right.
Dancing, and then we had an after show party at the Fountain Terrace where we had a DJ there doing a pretty good job, and so it was like the the Major League Baseball and Single A ball. So Major League was playing outside, out there in the grandstand. And that was Black Coffee. Show ends, and people don't want to stop. Now at Black Coffee, you paid extra if you were on the stage, and now you're like, you're on the stage, and
Right.
He's right there. Now that happens at 1:30, 2 o'clock. The DJ here, who's a great guy, Jamie, he starts the same thing. All of a sudden, on this little stage in the Fountain Terrace, there's like 30 or 40 people around Jamie. And it was like it was like Single A ball and Major League Baseball, and both games were awesome. And both teams were.
So that was Black
The
Coffee.
kid did a great job.
So
The kid-
Black Coffee, and then that was a cafecito.
That was like a white coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like coffee con leche. You know what I mean? It was a completely different.
Just a little
coffee.
shot. It was what it was.
Yeah, it was
The other was a
but the
full
kid-
coffee. The other was a
Listen,
little shot.
Jamie, he's a very talented DJ, and he did a great job, and it was a great after party. That's the kind of things you got to be here to enjoy, and so that was good. Now, you happen to bring up, well, if you were here this Saturday and first time you got here, you might come back next week or the following week. Oh, on Saturdays in the month of April, a little bit of a current event thing, we're giving away free gas for a year.
Wow.
Every Saturday, free gas for a year. How's that in April? I mean, you talk about April showers. It ain't raining
What do
water.
they do? Pull up the Sunoco and fill up, and that's it?
We've calculated what the average cost of gas is for the year. We're giving them gas cards.
Okay.
It's about, like $2,500.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's like, I believe there's, I have to think, I should have this, but it is, oh, I'm sorry. I screwed up. In the month, I screwed up. Backtrack.
Okay.
We're giving away 20 winners are going to have free gas for a year. They
Okay.
earn entries in April. Not
Okay.
Saturday. Not every Saturday. Not
Okay.
every Saturday. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Cut that one, please. Not every Saturday. But it's kind of weird. So look in the calendar, April. It's a little screwy. The last day is a Thursday. So from April 1st to April 30th, you earn entries to win free gas for a year. 20 winners.
20 winners, free
20
gas
winners,
for a
right?
year. That's a
But
good.
we're giving it
sweet
away
price.
on May 1st.
Okay.
So it's that 1 o'clock in the morning, Saturday night. It's even worse because it's May 1st. It's May 1st. The April drawing ends on May 1st.
Right.
So, but that's the calendar's fault.
That's it.
If they could just
and again, 20 people and a fraction of the people show up. I'm just telling you.
I'm just telling. This is
May
1st. You got to be here.
I think I have a shot at this one.
May 1st. You got to be here.
I think I'm going to have. I think I was here for the Lexus. I couldn't win it, but now I'm going to try to win the gas. I got to win the gas. That would be really good, bro.
That's nice. It's nice.
20 people.
Yeah.
You see the amount of people show up. Yeah, dude. You got to.
It's somewhere. The number was like what's that?
Depending on your number of entries.
You know what? I haven't even thought that, and I think the answer is yes.
You can win twice, really? So they pick it up and they can throw. Well,
I got to ask Mike Golden on that one.
Yeah,
I got to ask one.
Yeah, you better ask the Golden.
We might ask the Golden boy on that one.
He's got the golden ticket.
He's got the golden. He's got the golden touch.
He knows.
Yeah, he knows that stuff. But anyhow, win free gas for a year. And by the way, gas ain't getting cheaper any day, and it's like ridiculous.
Well, I was talking about this. We drill more gas than we use. So why are we on the world standard?
We should be our own standard.
We should have a discount on gas.
I don't understand the
whole
gas thing.
Why? Well, because of course the American oil companies are making hand over fist.
Okay. So wait a second. So you talk about that, and I agree with that. And this happened to me with insurance about 15 years ago. A buddy of mine.
Sell your expensive oil to everybody else, not to us.
I have a solution. I have a solution about the oil thing, and so the oil companies are killing us, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't beat them, you're not going to beat them. I'm not going to beat them.
No.
Sean's not going to beat them.
And politicians are in their pockets.
Join them.
Oh, buy the stock.
Buy the stock.
Right.
So right now, I have 5 companies in my stock portfolio that are oil. Well, one is a drilling company, but Chevron.
Right.
Sunoco. I have more Sunoco shares than anything. Conoco and Marathon. So,
right.
I can't beat them. It happened to me 15 years ago when they were raising insurance rates, car insurance rates. And my insurance buddy was like giving me these bullshit every couple of years, right? I'm like, that sounds like bullshit. Oh, no. And they said, then I figured out you can't beat insurance companies.
No, you can't.
Back then, I bought 10. Turned out 8 of them were good. 2 were not. 10 different chunks of stock from 10 different insurance companies. Insurance companies, you're not going to get rich quick. It's not NVIDIA. It's not going from 100 to 1,000. And, it's going to just pay a nice dividend. The stock's going to go up. They're not going to go, So I learned that you can't beat them. You got to join them.
Right.
Invest in them. Now, the problem is you can't invest enough.
Right.
But a guy like, the working stiff like myself and most of the people.
That's what I am with Bitcoin.
Yeah, you just kind of, exactly.
Just wait. I've been at it since 16,000, so I'm well in the profits. I'm not worried about it. And I just keep stacking, and I know they'll keep printing.
Oh, it's not like they're going to fix this economic problem.
No, dude, we're printing $2 billion a day in the war alone without everything else that we're doing.
It seems to be getting exponentially even faster in the last few years.
Yeah. Because they have to, because everybody that takes over prints more than the next person. Before anybody was elected, I said the next president will print 10.
Yeah.
And whoever's next will print like 12. As after that, it's just kind of the way it goes, man. Because the train has already left the station.
Yeah.
It's already discombobulated, and so it's the same thing. It's the same concept.
At any rate,
I just wait patiently, and I'll be fine.
Can we switch gears and just cry on each other's shoulder about the Dolphins season coming up this year? And not 17-0. Okay, that's 17-0. I think look. Big O and I were.
I'm just about development. I don't really care about the wins.
I know we were on talking offline, and I gave this crazy scenario. Big O didn't like it, and I understand why he didn't like it. But what happens if we go 9-8 or 8-9?
Not going to happen.
I know, but what happens if we do?
But why? Why are you even going to talk about something like that?
It's possible.
They've signed a whole bunch of minimum guys. They have like $170 million of their $300 million in dead cap space. They don't have enough money. They just don't have enough, and they don't have enough talent.
I'll give it to you. Forget 8-9
or experience.
Forget 9-8. Forget 8-9. What happens if we go 7-10?
It'd be
They're
hard.
Going to think he's good.
It would be yeah. He would actually. Yes, they are good if they win.
If they go 7-10,
that's a good thing.
But then we get a shitty draft pick.
Well, hold on a second.
Watch your language, Sean.
Hold on a second. But if you had a great draft, that's because you won 7 games. If you won 7 games, it's because Malik Willis kicked ass. Who gives a shit where you
Either
draft?
way, you got a quarterback.
Who gives a shit where you draft if you know how to draft? If
Yeah.
you won 7 games, that means your draft was
You got half the
amazing.
solution.
Exactly. No, you got the whole solution already.
Portion. You got a big
No,
portion
you
of
got the whole solution, because if the guy found the quarterback and hit on the draft and you won 7 or 9 games, because that's what it would take in order for you to, then that means you hit on the quarterback, you hit on the roster, and you hit on the GM, and you hit on the coach. Okay?
But think about what you're saying.
None of that's going to happen.
Think about what you're saying.
None of that's going to
I know,
happen.
but it's hard for
None of that's going to happen.
If it happens. Listen, when we're going 3.
If it happens, it's great. It's fantastic. It would be, but you're asking about the most perfect scenario in the world for it to happen.
Think about what we're saying as fans.
And you're talking about the Bills are better. The Patriots are going to be better.
Yeah.
So it's not like those teams took a step back. No, they're better. And you're not. You're worse than you were last year, talent-wise. So I don't see it at all. Again, here's what you're doing wrong. Stop.
I'm hopeful, wishful hoping.
Stop. Worry about Malik. Worry about Patrick Paul. Worry about whatever draft picks.
Your
Worry
boy
about
there,
Chop.
Chop.
Worry about the 3 young defensive tackles. Worry about the guys you do have. See if they play well individually. Collectively, they don't have enough. So to sit there and be hopeful for something that's unrealistic, it's just not. It's not worth the time.
I hear you loud and clear, but it's really
Not
tough.
this year.
It's tough as a fan to be talking this early and to say that 7-10 would be a miracle. It's hard.
Why? I thought
I don't know, as a fan, just
why I thought they were going to suck last year.
As a season ticket holder. Well,
Okay,
here's why. Here's
okay,
why. No, I
but
tell you
but
why. No,
I
tell you.
okay, but so last year I told you that they sucked and they were going to be terrible, and that's exactly what they were.
Well,
No, you probably fought me at that time. You probably had a winning record.
I didn't fight you. I thought about where they ended up.
So
it was within 2 or 3 wins of where they ended up.
Bet the under 4.5.
Here's why.
And enjoy your money.
Here's why. Because I have.
You want a better investment? There you go.
Bitcoin.
No, under 4.5.
Under 4.5.
Under 4.5 is cake for this team.
Well,
they don't
let
win
me
4
share
games.
with you and Sean and your viewers. I happened to go to the game with someone I really love, Mrs. Calabro.
Right.
She's a little bit of a fan.
Get ready to lose.
She is a little different on that drive home when we win or we're competitive.
If
it's
I'm-
a good drive home. She's tough on the team.
If
when
I'm
they
Miss
lose.
Calabro, I would not go to a game next year.
No, don't tell her that. Don't tell her that. Don't
I
say
would.
that.
I would. That's what I would do. She's going to go home. If she's expecting wins, she's going to be thoroughly disappointed week in and week out.
Well, what
It's
can't we
not
have-
about that.
Why can't we have 3 wins? Maybe you can help me out there.
Yeah, you might
Help me
get
out.
3 wins.
Let's look at the home schedule when they lay it out, because I don't think it's laid out yet.
I'm going to pick a loss every week except for the Jets.
Just pick out the 3 games, the 3 best chances I have of
The
winning.
2 Jet games, and I don't know who
no,
else.
only 1 game's at home.
They still have a shot at the road one.
No, well, I'm going to take.
Oh, I see. Well,
yeah.
but you go to home Jet games.
We went once. It was about 10 degrees out. I'll never go again. I will tell you. Remember I told you when I went there?
I know. You told me it was awesome.
The 50-yard club for the Jets.
Yeah, you
is
told me it was great.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Now you
The
walk
team
outside,
sucks, but the experience
you walk
is fun.
outside and it's like,
Yeah.
it was Aaron Rodgers.
I
Aaron
want
Rodgers'
nothing to
last
do with
game was
that.
a Jet.
There you
and
go.
it was like, literally, I don't know if people remember it. It was like 10 degrees or colder.
Yeah, I want nothing
I
to do
went
with that.
outside and it's a mess.
I want nothing to
I
do
went
with
out
that.
there for it was horrible. Like people actually stood in that stadium for 4 or 5 hours in that weather.
Yeah.
You would get frostbite.
Right.
It was horrible. But I want you to help me out.
Well, Frankie's asking what was better, the roster of 2020 or the roster of 2026? They're both really, really bad.
What was the record in 2020?
But I would go.
No, who's that? You're killing me.
2026 is worse. You know why? In 2020, you had better quarterbacks. So that's what I'll go with.
Oh, that's bad. Well, you don't know. Malik might be okay. You don't know. That's an unknown.
Right. But that's why. I'm going to go with what I know from 2020.
Wait. This guy's got
And they're better.
no home wins.
Home games. Bills, Patriots, Jets.
Jets, we got a shot. I'm going to go to that game.
Chiefs, Chargers, Bears, Lions, Bengals.
They win nothing.
Oh my God.
They win nothing
Oh
at
my
home.
God.
That maybe the Jet game is the only one that they can win.
Oh my God.
Their team is a bad team.
Oh no. Say those. Say besides the division.
I
say
told
those
I
teams.
told you your wife should not go to
No, I'm
any
worried
games.
about the home games, and
That's what I'm saying. Your wife
me-
shouldn't
me
go to
and-
any games.
Me and the wife having a good time. And
You're not.
enjoying.
You can have a great time at a Dolphins game this year. You're gonna have an awesome time.
How we do this when they're getting killed?
It doesn't matter, but if individually guys are improving, that's what it's all about, dude. It's not about the wins.
What's he saying?
I'm going to enjoy this season because I'm hoping that the draft picks do well. I'm hoping that some guys entertain. I'm hoping that Malik Willis is actually, even though, again, I don't believe Malik Willis is the guy, but I would love to be wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? We need it badly. So for me, that's what it's all about. I know that they don't have the team to win. So why am I going to demand that?
I'm not demanding it. I'm hoping for it.
No, don't hope for it either.
I want 3 wins.
It's not
at home.
It's not realistic. It's unrealistic to think almost 3 wins total. Total.
Oh boy, it's gonna be
Forget
rough.
home. They won 7 last year, right? Was it 7 or 6? And a much better team.
So what was those other teams? Kansas City.
Chiefs, Chargers, Bears, Lions, Bengals. Go to the Mike McDaniel revenge game. Right?
Oh, Chargers. Yeah, Charge.
And
We'll
Gase.
go to that game.
And Gase. Adam Gase revenge game too.
Well, where's Gates at?
He's a coach with under McDaniel. He's a QB coach.
No. Oh, we got to go to that game. So Chargers.
Yeah.
Is eyes in his socket or not?
Yeah, they're still kind of there. The good thing is he's easy to spot. No one will be standing next to him. So the second you see crowds, and then there's a guy by himself. Oh shit, that's Adam Gase.
All right, so we got to go to the chart. I think the Chiefs aren't going to be that good.
Is Pat Mahomes dead or something?
He's coming back from ACL. So
ACL.
at the
But-
beginning of the year.
What do we play him at the beginning of the year? Okay.
Dates haven't been. I'm going to go with the Jets.
It's still Andy Reid. I'm not doing that.
All right, so pick of those teams.
Why do you do this?
I need help.
Why do you do
Listen,
this?
I need this. You're like
Stop
you're
thinking
like my
about
therapist,
wins.
my Dolphin therapist. I need 3
Well,
games.
your therapist is telling you to focus differently on the team. Be excited about individual, like I am this year with the Heat. The Heat is trash, and I know they're trash. But I want to see Pallel Larson. I want to see some of the young guys to see if you can build with those guys moving into the future. That's how I am for the Miami. I have no expectations for them. I know that they're playing and they're going nowhere. And guess what? They're playing and going nowhere.
Give me 2 or 3 offensive players that I can have my wife root for.
Well, Achane for sure.
Although she
Malik
says Achane
Willis
gets the ball too much. She says he gets it too much.
Oh yeah, she's right about that because of the pounding.
Yeah, he's a little guy. There should be another running back sharing the carries with him.
And they will. They'll have another one.
Right.
But I don't
She's
know.
a pretty
But
good-
I don't.
she's a pretty good
But I don't know if
fan.
you asked me for 3 guys. You didn't ask me
I
for
changed it.
3 running backs.
No, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
Achane-
so you asked me for 3 guys.
offensive guys.
That's right, but you didn't ask
Achane.
me for 3 running backs. So I'm giving you the one that you should.
Achane.
Malik Willis is the other.
Malik would have to.
Right, and
Hopeful.
they're going to probably draft a receiver for sure because they have a first round, 2 second rounders, and 3 third rounders.
Yeah, they'll get a receiver.
They
Yeah.
have to. No, they lost Waddle. They
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah,
draft
yeah.
So that's another kid that you can watch. Patrick Paul is a guy you can watch.
How about a tight end?
Jonas Savaiinaea, we desperately need him to take the next step on the left guard spot. So that's a guy you can watch. Austin Jackson is back from the injury. And when Austin is playing, when he's healthy, he plays well, dude. He's a really good player. That's another guy you can watch. The Greg Dulcich kid, they brought him back. The tight end. Well, he's serviceable.
He's serviceable.
So he's a solid football player. He's a professional.
Nice guy. I heard he's a very nice guy.
Well, I don't really care if the guy's an asshole. The guy can play. He can actually help you out.
But he's more of a blocking tight end.
No, he's a pass catcher too. No,
Oh,
Dulcich does it all. No.
All right, so there's my 3 guys.
There's more than I gave you more than 3
No, I only
without
want
even
3.
the draft pick.
I'm at the tight end. I'll go with your tight end. Malik, you gotta have him in the list.
And
or else-
Achane.
And Achane.
And
That's
Patrick
it.
Paul. And Jonas Savaiinaea.
No.
The left side of dude, you know how important that is for the future of the Dolphins?
she's going to be thinking about.
Does she want Achane to succeed? Jonas Savanaia needs to
But
succeed.
You know what she sees in the offensive line a lot, and I see it too, is lack of protection.
That's my point.
Yeah. So but so she sees the bad protection.
That's why I tell you we got to look at Savanaia and Jackson, because you know that Brewer at center and the left tackle are going to ball out. So if the left guard and the right tackle play well,
then they'll have protection.
4 out of 5 is pretty good
in this league. Yeah.
No, for the Dolphins. Forget the league. The Dolphins.
We don't even have them in the league.
Forget
They're
it.
just in their own
the
league
Dolphins.
of their own.
That's what I'm saying.
Think about how
you
bad
gotta stop thinking about all. You got to focus on Chop. You got to hope that he turns
Chop.
the corner.
I think Chop's. I know your earlier segment. I think Chop's going to have. I think he's.
Oh, and there you go.
I'm hoping.
That's
I think
how
he's
you
have a good season. And
that's how you look at this, because what you got to do is this is a rebuild. So now what we've got to start getting excited about is the different young building blocks that you do have. And if you find a few, now you go, okay, we've got these guys for the foundation. All right, how's the draft picks doing? All right, this is awesome. Now going into next season, the offseason, we can now start to get excited, because if these guys were successful with their drafts and maybe some of the undrafted guys, and they coached up what they had, then all of a sudden we can have more momentum going into year 2. And then you can start thinking about 7 wins or 8 wins or 9 wins.
Here's the problem. When you're at the game, right, and even if you're watching on television, it's tough if they go and win 2 games, 1 or 2 games only, right, for the year. Say they're 2-15. It's tough to see bright spots in a team that's it's not impossible. It's just hard for the average fan. You're a little higher level than the average fan, Big O.
Well, that's what we do on the show.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to find like any kind. It's almost you're like, hey, they're 2-10, and it's hard to find that good play. It's hard.
Listen. What I'm seeing from the Heat is what I'm expecting. At least at the end of the season now, I feel better about Larson. I love that Jaquez has turned into a really good 6-man overall. Yakuchonis, their young draft pick, is showing me something. There's a couple of other guys that have had some, setbacks. They're not doing as well. But to me, that's what's successful about the season. Will the Heat change their ways to go get a start? I have no control over that. So, I'm stuck there just like you all are. But at least I'm enjoying some of the other things. And that's where I, as a fan, try to find little victories in all of it.
And they're little.
And they're little, but that's all I can do right now. What am I going to do? Oh, screw the Heat, screw the Dolphins. I'm not watching. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. But I am not going to stay away from the reality of, hey, if it's a bad team, it's a bad team. I love them, but it's a bad team. And I love the Dolphins, but I told everybody we're going to have a bad season.
Let me ask you this one. I'm going to lead with this one. It's a bad question. You're going to strangle me when I say this. So what do you think about some fans, not when the Bills are playing the Dolphins, not in those 2 games, but sort of rooting for what I would consider a Super Bowl underdog or Super Bowl misfortune in Josh Allen?
Oh, no, there's no, I can't. I'm not rooting for anything Bills.
No, not when he's playing the Dolphins.
No, period. No.
I mean, the Bills have had an unfortunate.
Good.
Can't even root for that player.
Screw them. Screw the Bills. Screw the Jets. Screw the Patriots.
Yeah, he does.
No, screw them all. I hope they never win a game again.
Josh Allen's sort of had an unfortunate.
So, Jim Kelly is a Kane.
I know. Jim Kelly's another one. I feel bad for to this day. Every time we talk about it, he's got 30-year. Think about how hard that is to do what he did.
I know.
4 consecutive.
And think about
Super
that
Bowls.
while I'm rooting for my Dolphins and we're playing Jim Kelly, I want to bury the damn Bills and Jim Kelly.
When we're playing, I get it. I get
well,
that.
yeah, and I don't want to see him win either because my Dolphins aren't winning.
But he was a Cane.
Don't matter. You're playing for the Bills now. You're not playing for the Canes.
That's loyalty.
Bro, we've moved on to the pros. That's the way it goes.
All right, so we can't root for even.
Well, I don't know. You do what you want. I have witchcraft.
Not me.
I have witchcraft. And Well, now that I'm here in Hialeah, I go find a little old lady and do a little Santeria here in Hialeah
with a goat.
on
with
the
a goat.
Jets, the Bills, and the Patriots. Am I right here? So for me, there's no rooting for them.
So
now, if the Dolphins are out and there's a Kane on another team in another division, maybe I might root for them there. But in my division, no, I'm not rooting for anybody.
So what she said, my wife said, she said, I kind of feel bad for Josh Allen.
I don't.
She said, maybe I should start rooting for him. I said, no, you can't do that.
No, he should
That's
go
how pathetic. That's how pathetic our team is.
No. Go to another division or
another
something.
division. All right,
That's
which would be either the Raiders or
There
the
you go.
Giants.
There you
Both
go.
teams are going to be interesting to watch.
I think Josh Allen should go to the Browns.
He'll have half his production. He'll run more.
Did you see Aaron Glenn?
What happened with Aaron Glenn?
He was at the owners' meetings, and they asked him about Geno Smith. And he goes, he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
Geno, come on. That's almost like...
I mean, it's almost as crazy as thinking the Dolphins are going to win 7.
7-10. 7-10. You know, when they get to 5 wins and they're like 5-12, no, they're not. They're going to be 5-9, right? I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be saying, yeah, man, you're rooting against them. You're rooting against them.
I won't be rooting against them, but I guarantee you'll be right there, but it won't be that. It won't be 5-9.
I'm praying that they're 5-9.
No.
And they got a shot. Think about how pathetic
It'll be
that
1-14,
is.
and you'll be there.
1-14. No, you know what would be interesting? I'm gonna now I'm going crazy. Now I think I must have bumped my head or something. What happens if the Dolphins were to go 0-17? No team's ever done that.
Oh yeah, no, not 17.
That's
no.
hard to do.
Yeah.
You got to really.
I like it because we'll have the number one.
We'll
pick.
have the number 1 pick, but think about that. If we go 0, now this is.
And by the way, if Malik is the shit and he's the man, you have the number 1 pick. You know how many people are going to give you like a shit ton of picks for that pick for Arch
Time
Manning?
out. If we're 0-17, Malik's not the man.
No,
okay,
obviously.
Yeah, he's not even the boy. He's not even the kid.
You're
He's
definitely
nothing.
taking Arch.
He's nothing, right? He's like we're taking Arch and somebody and another quarterback on our second pick just to make sure because Arch isn't a proven commodity either. You think about Arch, all they're doing is picking their last name,
and that hasn't been a bad thing so far in that family. You can't fail in that family. No quarterback has failed.
Cooper has.
He wasn't a quarterback.
He was a receiver, actually.
Yeah, he wasn't a quarterback.
And
he never got to the NFL or anything like that.
Listen.
I think he played like lower level college, or maybe he didn't even make the college.
Got injured in high school, I think.
He didn't make it to college or something.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something.
But any Manning quarterback, I'd take a chance on.
Yeah, but wait a second. Archie Manning was a great guy to watch, but he had a lot of losing seasons.
No, but he was
on crappy teams.
Yeah, he was a very good quarterback on a horrible
on the
franchise.
lots of horrible teams. He was like what's that guy?
Steve Bartkowski could play too, and he was stuck in a bad team.
Yeah.
Go watch Steve Young with Tampa.
Yeah, they were crappy.
He looked terrible.
All right, so now we're thinking.
But you look at Steve Young with the LA Express, with BYU, and with San Francisco, and he kicked ass. But if you end up with Tampa back in those days, that's what was going to happen to you, dude.
Think about what we're saying right here as a recap of our whole conversation. You don't believe 7-10 will happen.
No.
But you might have more belief. We talked about 2 things, 7-10 and 0-17. You didn't seem to really say, maybe. You think
it could happen.
It's more chance than 7-10.
Oh, easy. 0-17 is way more possible.
We have
a rookie head coach, a rookie general manager, an untested quarterback, a super young team, $170 million of dead cap space, which means you only have $130 million to spend on the current team you have with draft picks and everything. You don't have anything here on this team. And so all of a sudden, unless half is like Spo in football or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like a genius. And Sully all of a sudden is the greatest GM of mankind that he finds gem after gem after gem.
In the Arena League, the Spring Football League.
We're asking so much. And instead, to be quite honest, we kind of need to bottom out and reset.
So
It's because again, I've always been the guy that says it doesn't matter where you draft, it's who you draft. Because when you have a good general manager, it doesn't matter what part of the draft you're in. But the problem is we've never proven that. So since we've never proven that, I want you to bottom out and make it easy for you.
Well, if you bottom out,
have the number 1, number 2 pick in the draft, and then that way you're there and you're like in a driver's position to get the obvious pick.
Well, look, it's not just the obvious pick, because if you're 1-16 or 0-17, you got the first pick. You have 1 and you have 33.
Right.
33 is a really good. The second round is a funny round. The first couple of picks in the second round
valuable
are very good players.
Always.
They're always like these are guys that are
always
toying with being first round draft picks and stuff. So at any rate, it's crazy to be a Dolphin fan nowadays. We are basically
individuals.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to individuals. I'm going Achane. What's my tight end game?
Prepare your wife, dude. Prepare your wife for the season. Don't have her. You feeding her that 7 win
I didn't tell her 7 and 10. I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell her that.
Then you're the one that's got to deal with the drive home to Port St. Lucie. And she's bitching because you said 7 wins.
I didn't say 7 wins.
Damn it, Steve.
I told
you
her.
said 7.
Can we have? Okay.
We're in week 15 and it's 0-15. You said 7. Calling the divorce lawyer.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Here's what's happening. I guess now I'm resetting my expectations. Can I have 1 or 2 home victories? Just 1 or 2.
Yeah, the Jet one. The Jet wouldn't be the one that you have a chance.
That should be an easy one.
No,
Gino's the man. Aaron Glenn's not the man.
Nothing will be easy for the Dolphins.
Well, easiest.
Okay, but no, there's nothing easy. It'll be the least hardest one.
Least hardest. The least. Yes, okay.
Because they will have more money, more talent than you, more established. The Jets, believe it or not, even though they suck, they're going to have more. They're not fire sailing their team like we have. Unfortunately, we're going up against teams that will have more talent. But the Jet one is, I will say, that's a winnable game. That's a winnable.
Those other ones,
they're not winning.
Chiefs, Chargers are going to be good this year.
It doesn't matter. Even if they weren't good, they're better than what we are right now.
No, but the Chargers are going to be good.
Yeah, no, they should be decent. But again, Miami is not good.
But it would be kind of nice. Okay, now I got to reset up. We beat the Jets, right? And we beat the Chargers, and we beat Gayson.
Okay.
And McDaniel. So can I root for that?
Sure. You got root for it.
I'm rooting for 20-0, but that ain't happening.
I'm going for 2 games. Beat Mike McDaniel and hope he's wearing capris that day.
Oh, he will be.
I hope he's wearing the capris.
He will.
And his hair's a little messy, like he's got the Miami mess going. And then Gase's eyes pop out at the press conference. That would be nice.
It would be very nice.
This is what I have to look forward to. All right, man. Nice. Well, take care, boys. I'm gonna go get my this is my
the man, the myth, the legend. Steve Calabro,
my therapist, Big O. Thank you.
I'm just looking out for you. I'm trying for you to avoid a divorce.
No. Never be a divorce. They love each other too much.
You can't lie to your wife that way.
I didn't tell her 7 and 10.
That's abuse, by the way.
Spousal abuse.
That's spousal abuse.
Spousal abuse to tell your spouse we're going to win 10 games.
Yeah, 7 games, and then they end up with 0 or 1, and that's like, oh my God.
So here's what we're doing. I'm going to bank on. I'm going to go all or nothing, honey. This season.
How do you want to handle the season, honey?
Honey, here's how
we may win one home game.
All I want is I want to beat the Jets at home. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's
but just tell her, honey, there's a chance that this is the only game we're going to win. I just want you to know that. Okay, so when we're on our way home from Miami Gardens to Port St. Lucie, easy now.
Yeah, it should be a little easy. Yeah.
Yeah, she can't take it out on you because you warned her. You were the good husband.
Yeah, you know what she's going to say?
Why
do we have the tickets?
Did you already renew them?
Yes.
You renewed them because you renewed them because you're a sucker and you kept hanging in there going, I can't wait for
cup is half full kind of guy. He's 7 and 10. He's 17 and 0.
This cup don't even have a bottom on it.
I guess the cup is half full. It's just got a hole in it, and it just keeps going.
It just keeps going. Just
Let me
keeps
get
going.
out. Adios. Take care.
The great Steve Calabro. All right. General Mangler out here and trying to set his wife up for a depressing season. Is that terrible or what? You know what it is to tell her you're going to win 7 games? You won't win 7 quarters. You won't win 7 quarters this season. You will lose practically every quarter this season. All right, let's do a little music history because I told you we'd do a little music history. What happened today on the 31st? All right, we start off in 58 with Chuck Berry's rock and roll classic Johnny B. Good single was released. It entered the U.S. singles charts 6 weeks later and peaked at number 8 on the charts. In 76, Led Zeppelin released Presence, their 7th studio album on their own Swan Song Records in the UK. Presence now has been certified triple platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America for U.S. sales in excess of 3 million copies, man. In 86, Prince releases a studio album, Parade, credited to Prince and the Revolution. It features the singles Kiss, Mountains, Another Lover, Hole, and Yo Head, and Girls and Boys. In 92, Criss Cross released their debut studio album, Totally Crossed Out. It features the singles Jump, Jump, Warm It Up, I Miss the Bus, The Way of Rhyme, and It's a Shame. Here's an interesting one. In 95, Jimmy Page escaped being knifed when a fan rushed the stage at a Page and Plant concert at Auburn Hills in Michigan. I saw that concert at the Miami Arena. The fan was arrested and told police he wanted to kill Jimmy Page because of the satanic music he was playing. Let's see. In 2008, REM released their 14th studio album, Accelerate. It features the singles Supernatural, Super Serious, Hollow Man, Man-Sized Wreath, and Until the Day is Done. In 2015, Death Cab for Cutie released their 8th studio album, Kintsugi. It features Black Sun and The Ghost of Beverly Drive. And sadly, today in 2019, rapper-songwriter Nipsey Hussle died at the age of 33 after being shot multiple times in Los Angeles. His debut studio album, Victory Lap, was released in February of 2018 to critical acclaim and commercial success, and it was nominated for Best Rap Album at the 61 Annual Grammy Awards in 2019. It's a terrible story because this is a guy that worked his way up in life, had his own issues, worked his way up, became successful, and then was lifting others in the process. Like, that's what you want in society. People that kind of get it, the light goes on, they go out and have success, and then they help others. Wow, what a concept. And these are the people we're shooting? Like, this is shit that doesn't make sense, dude. Just does not make sense. Let's see. Any birthdays that I did not mention in the other list? Actually, no. Pretty much all there. Yeah. That's it. That's what happened today in music history. All right. Did we do our 3A graphics? Nope. Let's do our 3A graphics sports calendar. Remember, if you need custom printing and embroidery, please reach out to my friend Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. Heat last night, they get it done against the Sixers, 119-109. They're still stuck in the 9th spot. Hero with 30 points. He had a really nice finish, 2 big threes, a steal and a block in the game. He ended up with 30 points, 2 blocks, 3 assists. Bam Adebayo, 23 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists. My boy, Pelle Larsson, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. And that beautiful banker at the end, That was nice. They've got Boston on Wednesday at 7:30. Tonight on the ice, Panthers back in action. They got the fifth spot in the playoffs. It is 7 o'clock. They will host Ottawa at the Emirates Bank Arena Saturday at 7:30. Chase Stadium. Inter Miami will host Austin FC. And on Monday, a game we will be at, but we will be broadcasting live on Monday in the afternoon. Special broadcast. It won't be at 10 a.m. It'll be at 2:30 in the afternoon, live from beyond Bankcard Field, where Fort Lauderdale United will be hosting the DC Power. If you need tickets, go to FTLUTD.com. Check it out. Get your tickets and support the ladies at the Fort Lauderdale United. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. What do we have here? Big O, if people can't get tickets to that World Cup game or win them at Hialeah Park, Frankie knows a great way to get some seats. That is true. Frankie's got the hookup. Let's see. True Fin fan, the last era really did a number on some fans, myself included. I allow myself to become a hopeful cheerleader instead of the F you show me guy I always was. Well, back to normal for me. I'm with you that I've done that. I've been guilty of that many, many times over. And I am the F you show me guy now. Yeah, I'm not giving you any breaks whatsoever. I like what I've seen from the guys. I'll say that. I'll like whatever they do that I like, I'll say it. And if I don't like it, I'm going to say it, like always. But yeah, I'm not believing in shit until it's proven. Yeah, I'm exactly at that point. I'm done. The over coverage that I've had over the years, and these years end up bad. I got tired of it. I'm tired of talking about a shitty team constantly, dude. You know, and I was doing it with 4 or 5 insiders every week, and it got boring as hell. And I'm tired of it. And so that's why we've cut it all down. And I got one, and we'll add a second for the broadcast. But, you know, hell, the broadcast is barely on because they fired McDaniel. If not, you know, I might have been gone too. So I'm just at a point where you need me to cover it more and do more. If not, there's no reason for me to work that hard, dude. There's not. I'm not going to work that hard and talk about something that's freaking sucks and doesn't get it done. So I am with you. I'm at the point where do more for me, man. Do more for me. You know, the beauty is I don't work at a station where I'm forced to actually talk about something or talk to someone. You know, like I see at QAM now, they got the Marlins. So, you know, you got to talk Marlins or bring them on or whatever. Like, I have no interest in any of that shit. You know what I mean? I have the luxury. I could talk about whatever I want, whenever I want, and how I want. And, you know, the Dolphins get what they deserve, less coverage, because they suck. So until they're actually really good, I'm not going to make an effort. I'm actually making an effort now more for the Canes. That's what I'm going to do down the line. Speaking of that, use our code BIG010 at Caneswear so you can get 10% off. All right? Online or in person. Remember, if you order over $99 online, you will get free shipping. NorCal says, Big O, call me a blind-ass fan, but I think proper coaching and protecting the QB will get us to 7 or more with no shot. No shot. No shot.
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
Bad season. Really bad season. I won't do it because I can't sit there, as I've told you 100 times, and bet against my team. But the under 4.5 is a gift. A gift. This will be a really bad football team this year. It's not their fault, but it's just the finances of it and the lack of talent and experience, that's going to hurt. All right, we thank Ira Winderman. We thank David Feronis. We thank the man, the myth, the legend that is Steve Calabro. We thank Mr. Brunetti. Without Mr. Brunetti, none of this happens. The great Michael Golden is around here somewhere cracking the whip. Sean Stanley, the man that masters his entire program and platform every single day. Appreciate all of you out there that tuned in. Hit the like button. Visit our sponsors. Made a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. You can do it anytime, and I appreciate it whenever you guys do it. As always, send you the thank yous and everything. So thank you all out there. If you made a super chat donation, however it is you support our show, we appreciate it. We shall see you tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.